we're good that way. We got something in place anyways. All right.
Is Bits there? Are we there? Let's see. Seems promising. Oh, there we go. That's how you know everything. That's how you know everything's good. The feedback happened. We know that everything is okay.
That's
All
how
right.
you know. Get some feedback.
All right. And I got our tune here. So if everybody could just retweet out the space, hopefully those that get lost in the mess up will come and join us.
If I were you, I would think about climbing on board.
WX8BK's Night Train is about to leave the station. Welcome, folks. Jump on board. Don't worry about grabbing yourself a ticket. As always, the ride is on us. Thank you for joining us tonight. That opening track was Free by Low Key Rogue. It is pinned up to the top if anybody is interested. There's 4 out of 10 still left. If you like that track and you want to support a wonderful artist, it's up there at the top. My name is Bits. I am one of your hosts for tonight, and I have Mr. One Wheel Willie down there. How you doing, Willie?
Heyo.
Heyo. Oh, I like that.
We're actually, I just realized we're actually going to take a little train ride this weekend. We're going to
not wee, but you?
Go up well, not me and you. Me and the fam. We're going to go up the valley a couple hours, grab some lunch and some ice cream, and come home.
Oh, dope. That's
fun
cool.
Little train ride.
That's really awesome.
I don't know why I hadn't thought about that before.
Killer. I like a little train ride. I haven't been on a train in a long time. Trains are cool. They're a fun ride. Carefree.
Yeah. Trains are fun, man. You get a drink on them.
Right? Don't have to worry about nothing.
You can take your own booze on them because they don't have liquid policies like fucking airplanes do.
That's true. Yeah, the only time I ride trains is when I'm in Europe. I don't ride them here. We don't really have any decent trains in Canada. You can go across Canada on a train, but we don't really have them as modes of transportation here. I can jump on the transit system downtown. We've got a train that runs through the city, but it's not quite as nice. And you can't take liquor on that one.
Well, that's no fun.
right? Well, I guess you probably could. I don't think anybody's going to stop you, really. There's enough people doing worse things on there. Anyways. Totally. So tonight we will be having Ferrari Party as our guest this evening, who will be showing up just a little bit once we do our housekeeping and hang out. We're also going to have Poke Shaman from Wag Me Wines. Will be giving us an update as well in just a little bit. So we got some things going on. Thanks for everybody for coming out. Fendel, Jay up there, Sister Sage hanging out. Thank you for being here. And two other unknowns. It's funny that lately we've had two other unknowns. It's been two very often.
Just two, huh?
Just two.
Just all the two.
Just two.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's
we have two very dedicated listeners without Twitter accounts apparently.
Right? Or they have Twitter accounts and they're just hiding for some reason. I don't know.
They want to remain unknown.
It's the Web3 way, man. It's the Web3 way. Yeah, you. Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah. So yeah, you might have heard Willie and I talking about chaos and the chaos with the space here tonight that didn't want to fire up. Earlier this morning, right at the crack of dawn, I realized that the WX8BK Twitter account hadn't sent out any tweets in like 14 hours. They were all in queue, waiting to go, and it wouldn't let me do anything about it, nothing about it. So I did some Googling, and then basically what it boiled down to, it's like, well, you got to delete the app and reinstall. And I was like, okay, no problem. And of course, I do this, and I figure no big deal. And then the realization was that I had not looked at the WX8BK password in over a year, and I had no freaking clue. And I thought I knew what it was, and I used the WX8BK Gmail, but the WX8BK Gmail leads to a different Twitter account, that which we own kind of, and I thought I deleted it, but it didn't. And then the phone number that was tied to it was used on two accounts, and because it was used on two accounts, it wouldn't let me get a password reset through those accounts, even though I was identifying which account I wanted. It was crazy. So I definitely stared at my phone for an hour straight, no problem today, like easily an hour, but probably longer. It was so painful.
Yeah, that sucks.
It does.
Password managers, man. Password managers.
I don't believe in none of that crap. I had it. Like I finally, like what I did is before I left the house, I have a book and I have this little stack of Post-it notes that I have passwords on, right? And they're all individual, so they're all different. Like everything is individual, but I don't indicate what it is. I mean, it just kind of makes sense, right? I mean, somebody breaks into my house and wants to look through some random book and try to, get my Facebook or something. But it's only for these accounts though. Like this Twitter account, the Bits Twitter account, the NFTunes Twitter account, that crap, and the Gmails and all that stuff. Because otherwise, everything else it's all in my head for my personal stuff. But yeah, so that was intense. Yeah, the WX8BK was down for till like I don't know what time we figured it out. I figured it out noon or something. Anyways.
Yeah, we didn't know if we were going to be able to run a space today.
Oh, dude. Well, we could have ran a space. It just wouldn't have been under the WX8BK logo. It just wouldn't have felt quite as comfortable, I don't think.
Yeah.
But we got that. We got that. Ferrari Party tonight. We got lots coming up, hey? We are booked. Man.
Who else we got?
So coming up on the 27th, we have Shadow Music. Then on July 4th, we're shutting it down in respect to all y'all down there in the United States. Because, I mean, nobody wants to sit in here and listen to us on the 4th of July, especially when you're in America, right? That's fireworks.
Yeah, we got fireworks to light.
Yeah, fireworks to light, beers to drink, and barbecues to barbecue on, man. So we are not going to have a show that day. Then on the 11th, we will have Spencer Jackson. And then July 18th, Mi Retratito will be our guest. And we got more on the burners. So we got lots coming up in the future. I'm very excited for all of our guests. Last week, we had Paldi, which was unexpected, but was completely awesome once it happened. If y'all didn't listen to that space, you can jump on that one. You can check it out. It's on YouTube. It's also on Twitter still, I do believe, if you look back. and check that one out. Paldi Paldi and amazing. We had no guest, and we talked for about 2 hours with no guest, just hanging in here doing our thing and chatting away. And then we were talking Paldi Paldi, and we bought some Paldi Paldi, and next thing you know it, we had 2.5 hours with Paldi Paldi.
Yeah, he popped up in, and that was a fun one, man. That was a lot of fun with him.
Amazing. Such a great dude. Indonesia, right?
Yeah.
Indonesia is where
Yeah.
he was from, right? That was, yeah, killer. Loved it.
Yeah.
That was one
I believe that's the 11th country of
that
what we've talked to.
awesome. That's right. WX8BK worldwide, 11 countries. Woo!
Might be 10.
We could say studios. No, I'm pretty sure it is 11 actually, because I think it was 9 as of our 1 year anniversary. And on our 1 year anniversary, well, we didn't interview her officially, but it was me retratito, right? Which would have made it 10 because she's in Peru.
Oh, I wasn't even counting her.
Oh, there you go. All right, well, WX8BK worldwide. It's hard to keep track of.
We talked to Daniel W, who was
Brazil.
Sao Paulo. Brazil.
Yeah, totally. I was actually listening to a space with Mi Retratito earlier today, and it was all in Spanish. Everybody that was in there, but it was a music space. So she's like, it's in Spanish, but music speaks to everyone. I'm like, yeah. So I was listening to it, but I was in the lunchroom, and a gentleman that sits across from me usually at the lunch table, he's from Portugal. So, or sorry, screwing it up. I can't remember where he's from now. But he speaks Spanish anyways. Pardon me. That just got a brain fart there. And it was so funny because I'm sitting there flipping on my phone and this space is playing in Spanish. And I could see him he kept looking over at me in the corner of his eye, right? He goes, is that Spanish? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, you're listening to a Spanish program? I'm like, yeah. And then he was kind of looking at me, and this whole time I was thinking, well, what have you said about me in Spanish that makes you look at me that way now? But yeah, that was fun stuff. Yeah, it's a good time. Yeah, so we got a full load coming up here. We got lots going on in the night train. What else? Oh, Willie, dude, the Ziploc bag people. Can we talk about the Ziploc bag people,
Oh
Willie?
my God, dude. Yeah, the Ziploc bag. So I found this. I was just cruising Reddit and saw this art installation, performance art, I guess it would be, kind of both because it had performers. But anyway, so it was these giant setups of like vacuum freeze situation, and they were vertical, so it's completely clear, see-through on both sides, and people stuck in this vacuum freeze,
Vacuumed in the middle.
vacuumed in the middle, like kind of floating in the air, because it was, they were 6-8 feet tall, so they were up above the floor quite a bit to be able to get vacuum all around them, and it was just nuts.
Yeah, it was
I don't understand why you would want to do that.
It was quite interesting, and they were in there for hours. So I did a little bit of digging about it. It's an artist called Lawrence Malstaff, if I'm saying it correctly. I am showing the video up on YouTube right now. But yeah, so I guess originally this piece of art was done at I can't remember the person's name. I thought I wrote it down, but it was a designer. It was on the runway in Paris somewhere, and then these pieces were down the middle of the runway, and they walked down each side of them. Anyways, but yeah, some really, and actually Lawrence Malstaff, Malstaf. If you happen to want to Google it, I guess I could pin it up to the top here too. But yeah, some really interesting art installations from this person, like crazy. I looked it up the other day, but yeah, these Ziploc baggies, right? Like yeah, like you said, each one was probably 6 or 7 feet by 6 or 7 feet, right? And then, did you notice in the video that they were kind of vacuumed already, and then the people had to kind of like open the Ziploc and kind of worm their way up there? That's unreal, man.
And then how do you breathe? It looked like they had like breathing hoses, but
well, I think what it was is that
some of them weren't breathing hoses. Didn't look like they were close to. I don't know, dude. It fucking drove my claustrophobia wild. And I'm not even very claustrophobic.
Right. Yeah, no, there was very. I was kind of looking at it, yeah, and like it was looked like the one hose that was kind of usually around the top of them was kind of blowing the air, and the other one was the one sucking, and you could always see little. They'd kind of created little cavities so that it would work out, but yeah, no, it didn't look like my cup of tea. I would not have been freaking comfortable with that in any way, shape, or form. That was totally cool, but it was interesting. I'm gonna tweet it out here and get it pinned up to the top for anybody that wants to check it out because it is, we can sit here and talk about it, but unless you're actually watching it, man, it is wacky. I think I pinned it. No, I didn't pin it. And it's not even
That was a
tweeting.
weird lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, it was
A lot
very
of weird
interesting.
stuff over the weekend.
I highly recommend that if you check out that Lawrence Malsteff or Malsteff, if y'all go to the website, I don't know if it's he or she. I'm imagining with Lawrence it's a he, but don't want to make assumptions these days. Um, the other installations the person has done are just like wild too. Not quite as wild as the vacuum pack bag, but yeah, I got that up at the top now.
It's just like, who volunteers to be a part of that project? No thank you.
Right? You
Yeah,
may or
no,
may
no.
you may or may not die.
Yeah.
But you'll die preserved. I mean, that's the thing. If you die in a vacuum sealed bag, hey, you're gonna look great for a long time.
Yeah,
Uh,
like the poor idiots who die up on Mount Everest that are still just frozen there like
right,
popsicles.
right. That's
Yeah.
interesting stuff for sure. Um, oh, the goose thing. That was the other one. That freaking that generative piece of art, the goose, the what the hell's
Yeah,
the name?
the fan belt diagram.
Yeah, the fan belt diagram. That's right, exactly. For those of you that are
Yeah.
mechanic,
I
the
feel like,
Demi,
I feel like that's not being said out there enough. Like no one, like
the
no one's calling it a fan belt diagram. Like has nobody else in the art in the NFT scene besides me and you ever seen a fan belt diagram? Like what's going on here?
right, Dmitry Cherniak, Dmitry Cherniak, the goose NFT, sold for $6.2 million at Sotheby's because it kind of looks like a goose, and it was a generative piece of art too. I think originally when it sold originally for like around the same price, like 5 million. But then with the fees and everything, this time it was $6.2 million. Like that's wild, man.
Yeah. So there's definitely still money out there to be laundered.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, look at it like that. Yeah, no, it's
Allegedly.
allegedly. Yeah, it was a cool. That was a crazy piece of art. It does look like a fan belt diagram, and it just so happens that that one little piece looks like it's a goose, like a fairy tale goose, one of those old white fat goose,
It
not a
it
Canada
took me
goose.
forever to see why they called it the goose. It took me forever. I could not get past the fan belt diagram. I'm going. I'm trying to figure out where the AC compressor is and where the alternator is, and I'm going. Why the fuck do they think this? It took me forever to find that little yellow piece in there. I'm like, actually, it wasn't even. It was somebody else had like tweeted something else about it, and I don't know, drawn on top of it or something kind of thing. Like something like that. And it was in one of those that I was like, oh, now I see the goose.
And I was trying to get it up to the top here for folks, but every time I click on the link, oh here, it's going to Punk6529, and we can just tweet that out right from his whole deal. But yeah, $6.2 million. Like that's like fuck. That's unreal. I think there was 10. If I remember when I read correctly, there was 10 when these were produced. There was only 10 of them that were made in this generative collection. And I mean, obviously, this Dmitry Cherniak is obviously a well-known artist to begin with. I do believe. If not, well, fucking good for them,
Yeah, right.
right? Oh, finally, Twitter's there. Yeah, man, Twitter's funky for me today. It's very bizarre today. It's like whooping my ass. I don't want to talk badly about it because it's working kind of good, but it's doing some damn weird things.
Yeah,
All right,
be careful.
I got that pinned up at the top. Now, so we're good. We're good. Yeah, totally. Yeah, geese selling for 6.2 million. What were you telling me? Did you collect anything? Oh, you sent me some stuff. I got some. Ooh, hello.
Yeah,
Tell us about it,
yeah.
Willie.
Finally. So I had found that one. I, I'm gonna call him Big Fucking Deal because it's like BGFDEL. So I think he's trying to, you know, abbreviate Big Fucking Deal is the artist handle there. Um, and I just, I'm just cruising all kinds of different stuff trying to find a piece for you, and looking through GM pieces and stereo stuff, and searching DJ. Nothing comes up if you search DJ, by the way, in object.
Really? Maybe I should change that.
Yeah. So I finally came across that one, and there weren't any. Like there was one listed, but I'm like, all right, well that's not, I've been trying to buy them out, as Lily found out last week, the week before when she found out I bought them. I bought all of the ones I sent to Papa. She's like, "Oh, I like that one." Yeah, well, so um, so this is one of the ones where I just had to be like, okay, well, I just gotta put a couple offers in and see if I can get at least two.
And you did.
And I did. I got an offer accepted, and then bought the other one that was on secondary.
That's sweet. For anybody
That
that
was a cool piece. And then I was looking for a Father's Day piece to send out to everybody, but I had to go. So I'll find something coming up soon. So if you're not in, now's the time to get in.
Oh yeah, I was just looking. I was going to post that up at the top, the oh hello piece that or the gift that you sent me. But I just noticed today. I'm sure a lot of us in here. I'm looking around at some familiar faces. Um, Stoner Stick people. There was a drop today. Stoner Stick people
Yeah, you
89.
got one of those too?
Wessel, yeah, Wessel sent it out. It's a dope little piece. It's a good morning piece too, which is really awesome. Coffee and weed, can't go wrong.
Yeah, that was a cool piece.
I'm pretty pumped up about that. Pretty pumped up
I
about
don't
that.
even know. I don't even think I collect any of his stuff, other than the piece that Findle sent us. That was like a Findle and him collab for 420 maybe,
Yeah, I
something
don't know.
like that.
I was looking through the names, and I mean, it's pretty much. I mean, it's everybody, man. It's everybody who's anybody who's on the old Tezos machine. It was like everybody. I don't know how many he sent out, but that was very pleasant. I always like everybody loves getting a little airdrop, right?
300 something, 300 plus.
Yeah, it's decent.
One of the wallets I saw in there that I thought was interesting was Laser Lou Dude 2. I'm like, is that even Laser Lou, or did somebody just steal his name and put a 2 after it? I'm like, I might start doing that.
Tim Maxwell's account got hacked there this week, last week, late last week, I think. So if anybody's, I don't know if anybody's heard that or not. I should find the tweet and get it up there to his new account. But for anybody who was following Tim Maxwell, the line artist, if you're familiar with him at all, um, his main account was hacked and taken over. So he has created a whole new account. I can't find it right off the top of my head, but if anybody's interested, you just got to dig around. You can find it, or you can DM me here at WX8BK, and I can forward that to you. It's crazy. Hackers work hard, man.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, well, if you just work that hard doing legit stuff, wouldn't you just maybe make as much same
No,
amount of money?
no, no. I think I bust my ass, and I think that hackers still have it better than I do. I lift up heavy shit all day and turn big giant wrenches and hurt myself, and I don't think I make as much money as half of these. I mean, I guess I'd be okay with half the money if I was like half the pain, but you're always looking over your shoulder, and then you always have to know that you're just a piece of crap too, right? Uh,
Yeah.
anyways,
Plus, you got the cops, the feds always looking after
that's
you.
that's what I mean. Like you gotta always be looking over
Yeah.
your shoulder all the time, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, um, Sunday we had episode 3 of WX8BK's NF Tunes came out last Sunday. It's a good episode. It is available on the Spotify, or it is still available for 30 days up on the NF Tunes Twitter as well. I'm going to get that pinned up to the top for anybody that's interested. Pretty good episode this this episode. It's been a fun trip starting this whole thing and figuring it out. I'm having a blast. The next episode will be out in 2 weeks. Whenever that is. I don't have my calendar in front of me, but it'll be out in 2 weeks.
4th of July weekend, right? So there's something to put on while you're barbecuing.
Woo woo. Well, it's Canada Day on the Saturday, so.
Well, there you go.
I mean, let's go, right? Whoop whoop.
Yeah, Canada Day. What is Canada Day?
Same difference.
Yeah. Okay.
Just the creation of Same difference. What the hell is what is June 10th or June 10th or Juneteenth or whatever the hell it was yesterday?
Yeah, I'm not going to answer that question.
Okay, because I don't even know what it is. It just I happened to be looking at my iPhone and it came up and I'm like, what in the F is this?
Yeah, I don't know enough to not get in trouble.
Fair enough. It's one of those. It's one of those things. Then okay, fair enough. All right. Well, we don't have to worry about it. I don't care.
I don't know enough about the history and enough about it. So.
I know nothing about it, so let's not even talk about it. Perfect. All right, we're on fucking the same page. Cool. Yeah, man. What else we got? We got anything else? Plastic art performance? Something about there? Oh, McLaren F1 has a free drop each week on Tezos. Each race week. Each race week.
Each race that I found out. So as I was shopping for stuff, over the weekend, I came across this one too, where they have a free drop. You go to collectibles.mclaren.com, and I just thought it was really cool that they could have done that on any chain really, and they doing it on Tezos. So that's good for the Tez branding and all that.
And they're pretty neat NFTs too. You sent me two, right? You sent me one from Italy, and I don't remember what the other one was.
Probably Canada.
No, I don't think so. That would have been cool of you, though.
Well, I definitely grabbed an extra Canada one.
All right, beauty, eh? But yeah, they're really neat NFTs too. I like them that they were animated. Like once I actually clicked on it, and it's a little bit of an animation that goes on too. So that's dope. That's awesome. I think
they've got sound and everything too, right?
Yeah, I don't know if they did. I don't think I listened, but yeah, it would make sense. They're
solid. If you collect all 23, so 23 races, all 23 of them, then they're putting you into some sort of pool to like draw a winner to go see a race or something.
Oh, neat.
Like something really cool.
Well, you should find
and they're free as long as you get them within drop week. But I mean, pick them up on secondary, right? Like 0.1 Tez.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so they are. I noticed that. Well, you should find that. You should find that. And you should pin it up to the top if you can, if you have a moment at some point in time.
I just found it on Object. I didn't even actually find it through, through a tweet or anything. So
all right.
I can maybe try to find a tweet.
Yeah, it's whatever. Don't mean to. I don't want to run your ragged over there. Don't want to push you around. Run Willie too hard. We should drag Poke up here. We should get Poke up here. Should we get Poke up here and do a little?
Yeah.
Get a little Wag Me Wine update. I'm excited. We haven't heard from Poke in a long time, and we got a Wag Me Wine update. I don't know if he's available or not. I sent him an invite to speak. I'm sure you did as well.
Yeah. The AR department was mad that I had another shipment of wine show up. She gets mad I don't drink enough. I'm like, what?
Well, if that's
does I need to drink more?
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't ignore your wife. If your wife doesn't think you drink enough, then you better kick it up.
Well, I think she's mostly mad that my cellar's not finished. And she's like, you said you were gonna do it. I'm like, well, you said you were gonna hire a guy, so I'm not gonna do it if you're gonna hire a guy. But
5 years from now,
we'll to do any kind of work around here, so can't find a contractor to do shit anymore.
I think that's pretty standard for anywhere, man.
Yeah.
Poke, what's going on? Wag Me Wines, how you doing?
What's the word?
Woo.
Doing good.
Good.
You tell us.
From beautiful hot Florida.
Well, Florida has been erratic lately. The weather has been terrible. And the fact that I my whole business is selling outdoor experiences isn't very good. So we're just taking it day by day. It's like every single day, it's like these severe pop up storms, and we had a tornado literally about, I don't know, a half mile from us yesterday. But every single day, it's been just these incredible storms. And so, like, one of the big things that people do here in my part of Florida is there's this big island. It's called Crab Island. And every single day of the summer, Crab Island, there's thousands of boats. Like, celebrities go there, football players. I mean, it's just a big, big deal. It's like Mardi Gras on the water. And every single day, people are dealing with these severe storms that are rolling through, and it's causing like all sorts of boats are sinking. And that's like a big part of my business is we rent boats, and we re-rent people can book excursions to go to Crab Island. And it's just a whole thing. Every single day it's been like massive storms and people canceling and complaining, one person had their boat sink yesterday the other day. But man, it's crazy. Father's Day weekend was just a whole blowout. But other than that, things are good.
How dare you sink boats? Right? How dare you sell tickets on sinking boats? Man, that's tough.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to
so,
be on an excursion with Titanic right now.
We'll just take the summer day by day. But it looks like next week's weather's supposed to be improving a little bit. So that'll be good for us.
Cool. That's good to hear. I hope so. Well, summer's early still, right? Summer's early still.
But I'm glad to see everyone was getting their wine though. That finally worked out.
Yeah, there's lots of wine. Willie had a whole crap ton that he put up there. Man.
That's because I have all of
Willie
them.
Willie got quite a bit. This past few months, I've been really working hard to try to get the unit economics to work with the wine business. Wagme Wines. There's a lot of moving parts to it by working with the distributor, getting the wine costs down, getting the label costs down, shipping, everything like that. Like there's a lot that goes into shipping wine. It's just, Willie knows because he has a winery, but you can't just buy a bottle of wine, put a label on it, and ship it. Like in order to ship alcohol in the U.S., you have to go through these special companies, and they charge, 4 to 5 times more than regular shipping would be. So the winery, like I can't even go pick it up from the winery and ship it. It's a very complex system that we've created. But what sucks about it is that like we spent a whole year trying to perfect and get the unit economics to work so that we could do this at like a larger scale, work with lots of artists and everything. And then I'm thinking like, okay, well, if we had like an app that we could use that could validate, your wallet and your NFTs, and you can easily just purchase an empty wine bottle, we would call it, mint it, and then boom, like you got your wine delivered right to you, all done through the app. So we were working our whole way up to getting this, and then obviously Tezos just falls apart. And it's kind of like we're at this impasse now where we finished all the designs for our wine app. We got all the pricing right, so the wholesale pricing, so we can do this. It's just like, what's next with Tezos. Really, it's like understanding like where, if Tezos cannot sustain as a chain, if its price is going to be 70 cents one day and then $1.50 another day and then back down to 70 cents, it's really hard to purchase wine and convert to fiat, knowing that you have these 30 to 50% swings sometimes within a month. So that's kind of the number one challenge right now. But I think there's a lot of ways to work around that when it comes to Tezos. Like there is a stable coin in Tezos. I forget what it's called. like USDZ, TEZ or TZ or something. So we're looking at more options that are more fixed, so that way we don't have to worry about the cost. We'll be able to do the business without the costs going crazy. So we can actually, like, okay, if we do a drop, we'll be able to cash out, purchase the wine, the labels, everything like that, and then be able to actually make a little bit of money at the end of the day, so we can continue the operation. So, but
Cool.
yeah.
I'm very much looking forward to the app. You shared a little bit of a screenshot of it there on Twitter, and I'm stoked for it. I think it's going to be good. And the fact that you're reaching out and allowing other artists that want to use it, if they just want to use it to produce something for their collectors, I think that's dope.
Yeah, the we've been doing Whammy Wines for over a year now. Like, we started it in April, like March of April of 2022. We've done 7 drops, and we delivered hundreds of bottles of wine, maybe over 1,000 bottles, but at this point. But the one thing I've realized is that this is like a really unique thing that we did. There's no other project on ETH or any crypto that I'm aware of that took NFTs and converted them to wine labels and shipped them. Like, the whole process that we created is not easy to do. Like, it took me months to find all the pieces to put this all together, the relationships and everything like that. So, like, I really want to continue it. Like, I'm very passionate about the concept. And I think if we find the right artists moving forward, it could be something fun. And here's the thing, like, I'll be like really transparent with everybody. Like, I do this more to connect myself with the Tezos art world more than I do is, like, I'm not going to get rich off doing this. If I can help artists and I can create something cool that can help connect, people to different artists, and we can have wine. I mean, wine's fun as it is. I mean, who doesn't hate wine? The wine's great. And I like the process of actually testing the wines and finding the right wines for the drops. Like, it's really fun, honestly. And I at the end of the day, like, if I can do these drops, and I can help the artist out, and I can get everyone some wine and a physical with that artist on there, like, that's fulfilling enough for me to continue to keep it going. I just got to make sure that I don't get underwater with it, with the price of Tezos moving so volatilely, over
Right.
the past, several months.
Yeah, it's a huge undertaking, and very risky. It's like stock markets. It's probably even more well, I guess it is the same thing.
Yeah, I think the biggest mistake that I made early on is that I should have always cashed out the Tez as soon as the drop was done, and not wait to hold it. And that was something that in the future I wouldn't do. I'd cash it out immediately, because that was an issue. But
I mean, that's kind of the game.
we have the design, the app completed, and now we're just kind of gauging the market right now to see what's going to happen. And I said the last few days, the news has been very interesting, because first you saw, like, Gensler and the SEC is suing, all these different cryptocurrencies, and then BlackRock and these other big, financial firms are creating these Bitcoin ETFs, and and then Fidelity and Charles Schwab, I think they just opened up a crypto.
Oh, don't forget Citadel.
Exchange, or they filed for one. Too. Visa, MasterCard are doing more stuff. Like, now you're hearing all this news again of companies that are investing back into crypto, or launching funds. And so, I don't know, it's pretty weird. When is it going to take that turn? I don't know. But
nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
It's one of those things where they want the other market makers out of the market.
Yeah, I mean, that's where we're kind of now. We're I am kind of like gauging which artist that I might look for the next one. So moving forward, I, you know, I like to get artists that have at least 100 wallets that are semi-active. We just don't have so when we buy the wine, we have to buy 14 cases at a time. So if the artist that we partner with cannot get at least like a minimum amount of collectors buying it, it's not necessarily worth it for us to do it. So that artist has to have like at least some collector base so we can do the job and not be left with a bunch of wine. Because they do require us to label the wine now. Like before we could label just a few at a time, but now they require us to label all the wine at once. So we could do like two artists. Like we could, if let's say we have two artists that have a decent collector base, we can do two labels and label them all at once and then ship them all at once, but they won't let us like label only a few, wait a few months, label a few more, but then they gotta store the wine. So like gotta kind of have to figure that out. But for the most part, all the big rocks that kept us from like making this very sustainable, we solved. Like we got a great label supplier. We found out how to get the wine for like a good price. We figured out all the shipping, all logistics, everything. So it's like I feel like some of the bigger problems we've worked out, and it's so now it's just waiting for the right time and the right artist.
And it's really fun too. I mean, if people are a wine drinker and like collecting the art, I mean, it's a hell of a combination. And I mean, even if you don't like drinking the wine, I mean, people always have a bottle of wine kicking around the house for like when company comes over or whatever. But it's also a physical, right? Like that's the other cool badass thing about it. I mean, those of us here who've been collecting through this past year, I mean, I've got we've got threesomes wine, which like threesomes physicals don't really exist. And
Yeah,
yet,
you gotta get a threesies at 1500.
Yeah. And the whole the big idea that I have with the wine is that when you get a Wagner wine bottle, it's and you share it with your friends, it opens up that conversation about NFTs. So they say, okay, what's that? Never saw this art piece? What's this bottle of wine? And then you can kind of that was kind of the whole one of the big concepts of it. Like you drink with your friends that are not NFT people, and then you have a conversation about crypto and NFTs while you're drinking Wagyu wine. Like so, and honestly, like I've had a lot of wine with friends where we discussed NFTs and crypto. Like it was, and I'm sure everyone that has got it and drank it with their friends or family, that's the conversation that you have. So it was more of like a marketing thing for Tezos, but
and I found, and that's the good thing too, because I mean, even if they're pushed back against it, you just give them another bottle of wine, and then by the end of it, they're so hammered they're opening a Tezos wallet and going for it, right?
yeah.
That's a good idea.
I was gonna say like, and with me personally, I was always bringing the bottle of wine out, corking it, and always going, well, this is an NFT project, and blah blah blah, right? And you instantly lose people. And then what I found after was just having the bottle out there, and this is a wine, blah blah blah. This is and I talk about the piece of art first, and get people. Or the other situation was I sent somebody into my house. Oh, just go to the wine rack and grab a bottle of wine, not thinking that they were gonna like go to like the bottom and pick the ones with the really fancy labels on them, and by that time it's corked and it's out on my deck, and I'm like, oh shit. But it's but I found talking about the art piece was where it really worked for me better. And people tended not to glaze over so quickly with me, right? I'd talk about the artist and the art piece that was on it first, and then I'd go, oh yeah, no, this is an NFT project, right? And it's because it seems like every time I say NFT anything, people just go, oh yeah, right. Especially the ladies. It's not a good opener with the ladies. Not all of them, anyways.
I see Paper Buddha down there. I think one of Paper Buddha pieces would look really great on a bottle of wine,
right?
By the way. So maybe one day we'll have to talk.
Yeah.
But anyways, if anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. But I say currently right now we just sent out our our bottles for drop 7, and yeah, everyone's starting to get those. And then right now we're just kind of in this period where we're just kind of watching the markets and everything to make sure that, because developing the app is not going to be cheap, and I'm willing to make the investment. I've already planned on it. I earmarked the money. I just want to make sure that there's not going to be more heartache for Tezos and crypto, and then kind of sitting on it for a minute. But yeah, I mean, it's we'll just kind of see where it goes.
Well, I'm excited for it, and I'm definitely 100% in support, and will do whatever I can for Wagme Wine. And if that just means buying bottles of wine, well, that's what I can do that.
I will say I'd love to have something because we're going to go to Miami this year, and
Whoop, whoop.
you go to Miami for our Basel NFT week. I am bringing a ton of wine, so I still have like at least 10 boxes of it still, 10 cases. So I'm just waiting for. I can't drink it fast enough, right? Plus, I was on a diet the past like 4 or 5 months, so I didn't drink a lot of wine. But yeah, I have a ton. So when we go to Miami, we're gonna drink probably 3 or 4 cases of it.
Well, we drank a lot last time. Last year we drank a ton.
I think 2 cases worth at least. I mean, it was a lot of wine bottles. I counted because I had them all lined up in the condo. There's quite a few.
Yeah, plus a case of intent.
So,
did you? Can you? Hey, I was gonna say, Poke. Can you hear Willie?
I cannot hear him at all.
Okay. Can everybody else hear Willie? Throw me up some thumbs up, some anything. Willie, say some stuff.
I was saying, yeah, we also had a case of
I don't
intent
hear him.
wine.
I was wondering, he's real quiet.
Well,
I was expecting like 100 questions from him.
Well, everybody else can hear him. It's just Poke that can't hear him. I think it's
they just think he's talking over me. It's all right.
I think it's. I was gonna say. I think Poke he's got his parent hearing on. But he can hear me, so I guess it's not fully on.
Huh.
Interesting. Oh well.
Strange.
That's all right. Willie was saying some of the most amazing stuff about Wagme Wines and you. So just wanted to pass that on to you.
Oh man, I appreciate that. Yeah, I didn't, and I feel maybe like a jerk. People are probably listening to this and hearing me talk over Willie. Probably.
It was funny, Willie, because the first couple of times I wasn't sure, because sometimes there's that little bit of a delay between everybody, and then Willie texted me. He's like, "Fuck, can you hear me?" And I'm like, "Yeah." That's why I kind of giggled and laughed earlier, because Poke just keeps talking over top of you. It's all good. It's a Twitter space. What can we say, man? The fact that we're still here is amazing.
For sure.
Does Willie have any questions or anything before I hop off?
Do you have any questions or anything?
Just,
no.
If you guys do have questions for Pokey Shaman there, he's always real accessible in Discord. So just follow the Wacky Wines link to the Wacky Wines Discord. Yeah.
Well said,
real
Willie.
Accessible in there.
Well said, Willie. I'm sure Poke would have appreciated that.
I'm gonna imagine that something said.
That's fun.
Okay, well, I'm gonna step down here and I'm gonna listen to Ferrari Party here.
Awesome. Thanks, Poke. Thanks for giving us the update. Love the project, man. 100%. Well, I love the project. We love the project. We're big. WX8BK Night Train wouldn't be here without Wagme Wine, and that is facts. Facts.
All right. Hey, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Poke.
Yeah, definitely, folks. As Willie said, definitely, if you have any questions about it, about the new app coming out or how it all works, if you're an artist that's interested, reach out to Poke. Just click on the link there, click on the little icon there and hit him up in his DMs and get the information that you want to get. It's going to be fantastic. I love getting those pieces of art. Who's been the drop so far in there? There's been Chris Truman, Threes, Make It Rad, Carla Ganis, Proteon, ANTN, yeah, and
And I don't know. I listed them all the other day.
6. Oh, that was only 6. Oh, fuck. Anyways, lots of great artists and bottles of wine. Fantastic wine as well. Cool. All right. Well, thanks, Bo. Thanks for updating us. Um, well, everybody else can hear Willie, so that's good. We'll definitely bring our guest up. We um, Ferrari Party popped in a little bit late. Was grabbing something to eat, I do believe, was the situation. Home from work, grab something to eat. Boom, boom, boom. We started a little bit late because there was some Twitter gremlins effing around with us here. I was literally in this space hosting it for like 4 minutes and wondering where everybody was, and then it shut down on me and said cannot start space, and then it never started, and it never started, and it never started. It was terrible. But I'm over it now. I'm over it now. I'm going to throw an invite to Ferrari Party. I think it's about time we get this show on the road. Well, it's already been on the road. But now we're going to be in a Ferrari, which is pretty cool.
I'm talking about.
Right? So while we're waiting for Ferrari to come up, got everything pinned up at the top that we've been talking about earlier. I don't think we got to get some Wag Me Wine stuff up there as well. WX8BK NF Tunes. Episode 3 is out as of last Sunday. The link is up at the top. You can listen to the first 3 episodes on Spotify. It is a show about music minted on the blockchains of any shape, kind, or good or bad. It's about music on the blockchain. No, it's always good. It's always good stuff. And it's bi-weekly. As I would appreciate y'all giving it a listen, giving me some opinions. Hit me up in the DMs and tell me what you think about it. And of course, if you are a musician or a soundscape artist, please feel free to reach out in the WX8BK DMs or the WX8BK NF Tunes DMs. I'm always looking for new people to listen to and to present on the show. And it's only 20 minutes to half an hour an episode, so it's really easy to digest. It's not like you have to come in. It's not like being in a night train space where it may go 5 hours. So it's a good drive to work kind of deal, right?
Yeah,
cool.
Great listen.
Right. Oh, we got Ferrari up there. Hello.
Hey, what's up? Yo, everybody.
What's going on?
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. I just wanted to start off the bat. I was trying to remember when we saw you in our space at the first time when somebody mentioned you, and I think it was actually when we had Block Chung on. I think you came on, you were in the space. I think I'm not really sure.
Totally. Some valet in the house.
Right on. Well, thanks very much for joining us. I totally appreciate you giving us your time tonight. I'm sorry we did start a little bit late and we kind of made you hang out in the wings there for a little bit, but hopefully we'll make it well worth your while. Maybe we'll get somebody to give you a foot rub or something. Or, I don't know. Drink. It's all good. If you don't mind, just give us a little background on yourself and just introduce yourself.
Yeah, no problem. What's up, everybody? I'm Ferrari Party, and I'm a musician slash digital artist, I guess, and my background is basically music to start. I've been a musician for about 10 years, give or take. And I just recently got into digital art, making GIFs, doing glitch, stuff like that. And yeah, enjoying it, trying to learn every day and advance at my craft and get better at stuff.
What brought you into the art side as opposed to the music side? What made you kind of come over from there?
I've always kind of been into like photography and just stuff like that. So NFTs are what basically got me into art. I kind of rekindled my love for art after seeing NFTs again and getting into that, and so I started taking my photography and mixing it, with some AI, with a little bit of everything, and it just kind of took off from there.
Very cool.
You're a musician. So you said you've been a musician for about 10 years, or was that digital artist? Sorry.
Yeah, musician.
What's your what do you play? What do you do? Are you digital musician? Play everything?
Yeah,
piano?
Just mostly DJing, and I play a little bit of keys and and that's basically it. So I started off DJing and then got into production, and I've been on and off of production for I don't for the last 10 years, I guess, maybe 8 years, something like that. And yeah, I don't know. I just enjoy producing, learning about music and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you do professionally, or like?
No, unfortunately, I have a real fake job, I guess you'd say.
one of those things we're all trying to get away from.
Yeah, exactly.
So, were you always growing up? Were you always an artistic kind of person? Were you always into music? Were you always kind of drawing things and stuff like that, or was it something that came along later? Not, I mean, I'm not saying that you're 100 years old or anything, but
Yeah, totally. No, I've always been into art and music, ever since I was a kid. Yeah, I played like a little bit in band and stuff like that, like snare drum and like trumpet and stuff, but I never like took it far enough. Like I couldn't even probably play a note on a trumpet right now, but I used to back in the day.
man, you're like the fourth trumpet player we've had on here. That's very interesting. Or a person that has, you're not a player now, but that's kind of cool.
Yeah, maybe like people gravitate towards that sound or
Yeah.
something. I definitely love the sound of it.
It's funny because I played the trumpet as well when I was in junior high school, well, elementary and junior high school, and I picked it originally because I was like, oh yeah, no, three keys, this will be easy, no problem. But nobody ever told me about like having to change your lips and get different. I'm like, oh fuck, damn it, should have played the saxophone.
Yeah, exactly. It is weird. And then what is no, saxophone doesn't have a reed, right? It's not a woodwind.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
It is. It
yeah,
is a woodwind.
yeah.
All right. Yeah. That's got to be trippy. I've never messed with saxophone before.
Yeah, it's kind of sexier though, right? Like now that I think about it, it's like, well, the saxophone you could have busted out and played some like, sexy tune for somebody that you're trying to woo. But the trumpet, you can't really blast that out. Like,
Yeah, Kenny G made it popular, right?
yeah, right? Totally.
I was gonna say, is that why I constantly want to go up and hang out with Fendel? He's just trying to woo me with his saxophone.
Yeah,
It's a
maybe.
great instrument for wooing.
Well, I love that I use the word woo. Here we are. Here we
Woo
are.
woo. Kind
Cool.
of woo.
So
Yeah, and then I play little drums now as well. I got like a little like 3-piece drum set, so I do a lot of that. And then when I make music now, I do a lot of like beat pad, like finger drumming and stuff like that. So definitely try and keep it as musical as possible, when creating.
which is always great. I guess it kind of lends itself to each other, though, right? I mean, doing visuals can definitely help out with audio and vice versa, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's kind of gives you like an extra dimension of creativity,
Right.
when you're like picturing, when you're able to visualize what you're hearing, I guess you would say.
Mm. I was gonna think, was I? I'm sorry, I'm trying to click around and my computer's crapping out on me. Did you have tracks in Tape Loop City, or was I wrong? Or I could be just throwing something wrong out there. No, you don't.
No,
No. Okay.
no,
Yeah.
not
No,
me.
not you. Okay. All right. If my computer wasn't freezing on me, I would have had that answer for myself, but it just popped into my head. So you said you do photography as part of your glitch stuff?
Yeah, a little bit. I like basically I've just been using like a set of photos that I took, just throughout my life, throughout the travels and journeys and all that good stuff. And I've just been I've been taking those, and then recently I started doing pictures of like, so say scrap metal, like a rusty piece of metal, close up type stuff, and I'll take a picture of that, and then I'll just mess with it, like filters, saturation, contrast, all that stuff, and it kind of gives you these different colored textures. So I've been blending the photos with the textures using some AI stuff, like Stable. And then when I first started, I was using like Google Deep Dream Generator, some stuff like that. And yeah, so I've been blending those, and then now I've been kind of like mixing those with AI and just taking them further and messing with the textures and the photos that give you the best imagery, the best renders and stuff like that.
So when you first start editing a photo and start getting into it, do you have kind of a like like a like a goal that you're trying to reach with that particular photo, or you just kind of start messing around and see where it takes you? Because a lot of stuff's like really abstract, right?
Yeah, no, totally. It's more abstract, kind of like plug and play in a sense, just seeing what the best photo texture combo is, and then from there kind of gives you the renders, and then from there I'm plugging it into like say Touch Designer, and then after that you go into say Photoshop or After Effects.
It's a. Are you usually working on? Are you usually working on a computer, or are you working off your phone when you're doing stuff?
It's this combo.
Yeah.
Like usually I'll do most of the photos. Most of the photos just come from my phone, and then from there, like the close-up photos, I do it on my phone, and then from there I send it all to my computer, and then throw it into say Touch Designer, make a couple different gifs, glitches, all that good stuff, and then throw it into maybe After Effects. I don't know. I've just been experimenting, trying to find the best combos like a mad scientist, I guess.
Well, and the outcomes are impressive. I mean, I've been looking through your stuff for the last week, and I'm yeah, like it's very tantalizing. Like when you get in there, you don't want. It's not like you're like, oh yeah, this is the same. It's like it's not the same. Nothing is the same. I mean, I kind of want to say that I would recognize your style, but then I'm also not sure that I would. But
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely kind of all over the place, I guess. I kind of just like make a lot of art on feeling, like kind of what I'm feeling that day or whatever, whatever's working.
which is cool. Express yourself. How did you get into NFTs? Like, what was your initiation into NFTs, collecting or creating?
I mean, I started off just kind of collecting a couple, man. Like I don't even remember what the first NFT I bought was, And at the time, I was making music and kind of heard about NFTs because everybody was talking about them, So I started exploring it, and I ended up collecting before I started making them because like at the time I was making music and I wasn't really sure on a route to go to turn my music into NFT. So
Have you minted a lot of your music? I couldn't really find much of it minted.
yeah, I got a couple little collections on Tezos, and it's kind of mixed up. So that's kind of what I'm currently working on is I want to reorganize some stuff and do like a strictly music collection, and then a strictly like photography, renders, AI, stuff like that.
Yeah, I did notice when I was digging through there was a few pieces where I was just kind of looking on the main object page and just kind of, oh yeah, they're cool. It's really cool piece, cool piece. But then I found a few of them. It's like you click in and you go, oh, there's more to this. Right on. I really dig that. Nice surprise.
Yeah, I got a couple collabs I did with some friends, and I got like a one-on-one NFT music collection that I have on Object that it never really like took off. I mean, plus they were probably priced a little too high, but and yeah, so it's just kind of scattered right now. So that's my main goal right now is to get that organized and all in one place.
I think that's some of the strain of a lot of artists is, damn it, I gotta get this all figured out and sorted out. Like, I mean, it's like you start creating, and then once you're into it a little ways, then you're like, damn, I wish I had went this way, and I wish I had created a collection for this and a collection for that, so that it could be more split up. I think Mike Nash is a good example of that, where his stuff could definitely be put into various collections. One day, Object
Yeah,
will make it so you can go back in and do that.
yeah, totally right. Because it's like you learn as you go, and so you're like, oh shit, well, I wish I would have did that a little differently, I would have put this over here or over there, and then you're like, too late.
And
Yeah,
you're
it's not as easy as buying, collecting, and considering different wallets and then kind of organize them that way. It's not as easy that way on the creator side.
Yeah, definitely. It's a learning process. There's a lot to take in, a lot of marketplaces, a lot of just a lot of exposure, a lot of places you can put your music. Do you go ETH? Do you do Tezos? What prices? How much?
So,
Where?
have you minted on other chains or?
Yeah, I have some work on ETH as well. ETH, Tezos. I did a couple pieces on Polygon back in the day, like in 2021, I want to say something like that. But I don't know if they're even still up. I think I took them down or the listing expired. But yeah, and then also me and Block Valet, we have some ETH pieces as well, a couple ETH collections.
Everybody's got to be a little bit in the ETH. Oh yeah, you're in Rarible here. I just got your damn page just linked up for me. Beats and Trashy Tads.
Yeah, Trashy Tads is a Valet project.
Oh, is it? Okay, cool.
Some early AI renders of the life of a frog.
It's important stuff.
Frog history is always important.
Absolutely, and I don't think enough people dive into it, and I'm glad that we brought that up and that you guys are shedding light on that.
Yeah, it's fun, man. Honestly, I never thought I'd have so much fun, prompting frogs, and it's just there's a lot of history of it around it, and it's fun to do.
100%. It really sucks because it's not loading up for me on my screen, but it'll happen here. Fuck, I'm using a Mac. Like, I better throw some fire on this Mac, man, or some more wood in it or something. This thing is killing me today. Everything is like speaking out against me.
There's some fire on this fucker.
Right? Fuck. Sorry, I don't want to detract from this interview. I'm just trying to look at some damn art here while we talk to the artist.
Right?
Right.
Shouldn't be that hard.
Um. So Block, you've worked with him a couple times now, or continually?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we got a couple collections, and we just always conversate, talk about life and stuff like that, man. And it's always a pleasure to work with him. He's always got a great attitude and great creativity for sure.
Yeah, for sure. He stumbled into our space and been a great supporter of ours.
Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of great people. Like most of the people I've collabed with, they're always excited, cool people. It's a beautiful thing in this space.
It really, really is. 100%. I couldn't agree more. This piece that you have pinned up at the top of your Twitter, Nuts and Bolts. What's that about? What you got going on there?
It's just a render. I made the beat, and I've just been using Kyber AI, I believe it is. Just cool for making, I guess, kind of like being able to put visualization to your beat quick, without taking the time to having to make something specific for the tune.
Right.
Then the AI just I like it, kind of easier to put a visualization with the music, instantly, kind of more responsive, I guess.
Such great tools, man. Like such amazing tools available to people. So obviously, well, you've already said that. Like you've mentioned many AI tools that you use. Do you have a favorite that you like to use, or you just gotta go with it?
I'm not, like I'm enjoying all the video stuff right now. It's super cool, definitely. And then I just love stable diffusion for sure. Like Mid Journey is cool as well, but I just really enjoy the renders and the styles I get from stable.
I don't know that I've used Stable Diffusion yet. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's cool. They got some cool stuff, definitely.
When do you still actively do a lot of producing?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
For sure.
I try and write daily. I don't know. I've been slacking a little bit lately, but definitely try to stay active.
That's all right. You're allowed to slack every once in a while.
Yeah, right. It's almost summertime, all right?
Yeah, well, yeah, isn't it tomorrow? I think it's tomorrow.
Yeah,
Or is it today
right.
or
It's
tomorrow?
coming up quick.
Shit, the days are gonna get shorter now, man.
I know.
To,
Sometimes
to,
I think of that. I'm all, it's only
tomorrow
shorter
summertime?
days from here.
Yeah. What was that, Willie?
Like that.
I said tomorrow is summertime.
I think it is. I think tomorrow's the first day of summer.
I don't know. You know me. It's been 100 degrees for a couple weeks now.
Oh yeah, you poor rough souls in the California desert. Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, first day of summer is tomorrow, folks.
First day. Shit, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Solstice.
Solstice, yeah. Everybody will be beating. Well, I don't think they will be here. It's supposed to be raining, but I was gonna say will be out dancing around, beating their drums tomorrow. But there won't be much sunshine in my neck of the woods, anyways.
No, the weather's been kind of crap where I'm at too.
Yeah.
Still waiting for like a real summer day.
See, we got really hot. I'm up in Canada, and we got real hot real early. Like it whooped our asses very quick. Even like half of the plants and animals were going, "What the fuck is going on?" And then just for the last 5 days in my neck of the woods, we've just been raining and super cold. Now we're back to super cold for this time of the year. Pissing me off. I want to get back out to standing out in the grass in my bare feet again.
Yeah, it's crazy when you get that like super fast transition from winter to summer, or you get no spring, or the seasons are all crazy these days.
Yeah, Mother Nature's teaching us all a lesson. Yeah, what was it here today? It was, hang on, 40 something. I think we were 40 something degrees, low 40s today. That's damn cold when we were up in the friggin', mid to high 70s for the last few weeks. I think I was right. I was going to ask Willie if I was right with my temperatures, but he has no idea.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right? Good, okay. It's colder than the desert in California, so Willie thinks it's good. All right, we're good.
Cool. Sounds good to me. Sounds great to me.
Are you...
Come up there, take the top off the golf cart,
Yeah, no, for sure.
Cruise around.
Absolutely, man.
Nice and cold.
Anytime you want to get away from your 112 degree, Willie, you feel free to head on up here.
Yeah, we're getting out of here soon.
Yeah,
Get those nice 80-degree summers.
Right? That's manageable. Crimson Tower was one of the ones I just went into my little bookmarks here. Like, that's a dope piece. Obviously, that was not a photograph that was original. This must be all AI designed. If you know the piece off the top of your head.
I'm double checking. I'm pretty sure. I think I know which one it is. So it looks kind of like the castle. Let me double check.
Yeah, it's got kind of like the castle in the background. It kind of looks like a cloaked dude up at the front.
Oh yeah, totally. Yes, yeah, that's a AI, and glitched it out in Touch Designer. I've just been playing with like mixing different GIFs together and like slowing and speeding up the speed of the GIF, so you get these like I don't know, just different, little bit more vivid animation, I guess.
Right. A little more pronounced.
Yeah, totally. You get a couple of them together, and then you slow them down different speeds, and it just gives you more movement, more animation, and like a different feel to it.
It's a cool piece.
But yeah, that's definitely a AI render. And like some of the other ones I do, like sometimes I'll just like I've done use some castle stuff, you know, and basically just like screenshots and then mirrors and glitching and like colors and textures. And
Do you do any drawing, painting?
yeah,
Like you
I
ever?
paint a little bit. I definitely don't paint enough, but I mean I do enjoy it. But it's definitely been a while since I've attempted it.
Right. Yeah. No, I was just wondering because I remember there was a couple of pieces when I was looking through here. I mean, obviously knowing that you use AI tools, I mean, I guess it changes my view when I look at them now. But there was a few pieces here where I kind of wondered if they were painted originally, but that answers
Yeah,
that.
so it's just basically what I'm doing is like the photograph blend with a certain texture, and the textures are just like old rusty junk. So I work around car parts and cars and old scrap metal and stuff like that. And so I've just been noticing a lot of like old, even on old cars, you know, and like the paint chips a certain way, and there's rust and there's stuff like that. And then so I just snap some photos of that, and then you know, use uh, um, you know, contrast and sharpness. I just edit it on my phone, and then I do like a texture blend as with the original photo, and it gives it that like it feels like a painting almost.
Mm. Yeah, there's one here that I was just looking at just a few minutes ago. It's a pile of junk cars. I can't remember what the name of it was, but that was one of the ones where I was wondering because it just kind of looked like it had that feel of like you
Yeah,
were in there.
supernova.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't say
Yeah,
that very
Yeah,
confident, did I?
yeah.
I like going through there and like stopping and like, ooh, is that a barn find? What do we got going on in the background here?
Right.
Yeah, I got the this is a bunch of junk cars, like stacked old crappy cars. I also have a yeah, junk jam is on there. It's like an actual crush car and a crusher.
So was so Supernova was an AI piece.
No,
It
no,
was a
supernova is
photograph.
an actual
Photograph.
photograph.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, a textured photograph.
I love it. I totally dig it. I guess it's one of those things I've say it many times. I just love being able to. It's one thing to look at the art pieces and appreciate them, you know, myself and to come to my own deductions in my head, but then actually having the artist, you know, talking about the experience or the journey or how it was created. I really dig that. And that's one of those pieces right there where I'm like, damn, now I know.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to like actually share the process, you know, because it's you know sometimes you see something, you're like, you know, was it this? Was it that? Yeah, it's always good to know.
Well, and I'm obviously going to say that Comet Creeper, the alien looking dude, that's obviously an AI. That's not like a photo of somebody you work with, is it?
That's my dad.
All right.
Yeah, totally.
Well, it's a good family photo. So I guess we got a feeling for what you look like now. So anyways.
Funny because I've actually been thinking about that. I got some like old. My family has some old black and white family photos, and I was just you know thinking how cool they would look as like demons or something like that. You know, it's totally a good photograph to plug into something, either Photoshop or some AI or something like
I made a family album.
Yeah.
that.
I kind of noticed it. I don't know. Maybe it was just me. But like it seemed like some like on the an object, some of the older stuff that you started out with was a lot of scenery, like a lot of trees and I believe, and I'm just talking off the top of my head now. If I'm remembering incorrectly, you can definitely correct me. But it seems like it's kind of progressed from that.
Yeah, totally. So like originally, yeah, I was just doing the photo blends with the textures, you know, because I was still making music, but I just wasn't 100% sure like how I wanted to um, display the music, I guess, you know. So I was just doing these renders, and then from there I started learning the glitch and you know a little bit of everything. So as you can see on my profile, like just things change throughout time.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I mean, any artist, right? You're always going to see some kind of a progression. But um, the
Yeah, definitely. And I'm working on some new scenery. Basically, I'm using some of the like scenery photography and some of the textures, and then now I'm using some AI, some stable, and just working on some like trippy space and textures, and there's just like I don't know, there's like almost too many possibilities lately. You know, it's hard to focus on like where am I going with this.
Yeah, how do you like keep that on track? You know.
Yeah, I don't. It's tough, man, for sure. I mean, like my main thing is like first off, I'll always try and maybe like focus on my music first, you know, because that's I definitely just enjoy music the most. But then from there, you know, it's just kind of trying to put in a little bit of time, like on you know whatever you're interested in that day, I guess, you know, with and you know just try and keep it constant and try not to get too distracted, I guess, because you know, like, do I go with the AI? Do you go to Photoshop? Do you go to Touch Designer? You know, and basically, I'm trying to like incorporate them all, but it's just there's a learning curve for everything, you know, so it just takes a little time and effort.
do you ever find that you
Yeah.
go too far? Do you ever have pieces where you're just like, fuck, I shouldn't have did that last click. I fucked it up.
Yeah. I mean, I've made plenty of stuff that I'm just like, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this, you know. I probably got a folder full of just numerous numerous weird things that I don't know about, you know.
That's
But
not minted though, right?
no, not minted. The Ferrari Party oddities.
Someday,
Yeah,
someday,
yeah.
everybody will want.
Yeah,
Someday,
the
right?
I'd call them the fiat conversion parties.
Yeah, there you go. The Fiat.
Okay. Next question that we're all dying to know, and that we should have asked right off the beginning. Do you own a Ferrari?
Maybe a Fiero.
Well, that's all right. Is it? If, do you got? Did you? I was gonna say the Fiero. You got the six. You got the
That's
six
what I was
cylinder
trying to say was
conversion.
the Fiero. Fiero
Yeah,
conversion,
that's
not
what I
fiat.
thought about it after. I was like, a Fiat? No, I got you.
The
I
Yeah,
got
Fiero conversion. That's what they
Yeah, definitely. No, man, unfortunately, I don't own a Ferrari yet, but
That's it.
the dream would be, you know, like somewhere in the 80s, a mid 80s, I don't know, a Testarossa, just something with that 80s tech, I guess.
Right. Yeah, and it had. I mean, let's face it. When you're thinking Ferrari, I mean, granted, the more modern day ones, don't get me wrong, are beautiful works of art. But yeah, for me, like that's totally like the '80s. Like just, I think that the designs
all
back then,
power, no transmissions, no
right?
steering. Like, yeah,
Well, the first,
that good mid '80s blend.
yeah,
Yeah.
the first one, the first Ferrari that I ever sat in, I thought was like somebody had already fucked with it and it was junk and they messed around because like the door to open the door, it was like this wire loop, and then Buddy's like, well, no, it's a Ferrari. It's supposed to be like a race car. It's not supposed to be a fucking, put your family in and go to the mountains car, right? But it was really weird. I mean, obviously there's different versions of different things that you can get in refinement, but I can't remember what the hell it was. I'm trying to fucking remember what model it was. But yeah, I got in there and I'm like, well, this is like the most Cro-Magnon thing. Like I'm like, I didn't even think that it was real. And the guy's like, well, no, it's a race car, man. It's supposed to be light. It doesn't have all that extra shit in there. But yeah, it had little wire loops that were like coated in rubber or something, and that's how you fucking open the door. I was like, that was so weird, but it was
Yeah,
fast.
Lotus?
Sorry,
that's a trip.
Was that a Lotus?
no, it was a Ferrari.
Okay.
I just can't remember what it was. The one thing that I really dig about Ferraris is being a short dude is that Ferraris are made for us little guys. Like I feel very comfortable and at home in a Ferrari.
Yeah, you got to be a goddamn jockey to drive one.
Yeah, right, exactly. or a lady, because even like the pedals in most Ferraris that I've been in are like fucking really super tight. Like if you had big fat like size 13 feet, you'd be having a rough time.
Yeah, the rides aren't that smooth in them either, right?
No, certainly not.
Yeah.
No, they're not what you. It's not what you. But I like that's like Buddy said. I mean, like he even said to me, he's like, it's a race car. It's not. It's not supposed to be. I mean, up here, I see people driving them up here. Like in Canada, like I mean, with the winter thaw, with the winter and the thaw and the spring and the hot and all this crap, like we get potholes and our streets are just absolute garbage most of the time. And I look at people driving stuff like Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and you know even some people that like slam their vehicles to the ground, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, how does that ride out here? Like, and then you put some nice
Yeah.
low profile tires on it so that you fucking every piece of gravel you drive over, you feel it. Here we are
Yeah.
talking bad about supercars,
Hit $1,000 bump.
right? What was that? That there was that Audi. What is it? The Audi A8 or R8?
I mean, you've got both.
Yeah. Do we the R8 is like the sport, like the supercar kind of looking one, I
Yeah.
think, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was a dude here that drove his 365 days a year. I remember in the wintertime, I was cruising along in my work truck, and then I just heard this sound pull up next to me. I'm like, what in the fuck is that? And I look over, and there he is. You know, this mid-engine car that, like, probably didn't hold the road, you know, would peel off the road if he hit the gas too hard on dry pavement, let alone driving it in the wintertime. I guess it was all-wheel drive, so, but I was just thinking, like, the low clearance and everything would have just been crazy in the wintertime.
Yeah, man, you get stuck in like 2 inches of snow.
Right.
You're just high centered.
I don't know what the I don't know what the bottoms of those Audis are, but I guess in a Ferrari, right? Like it's just a big plate underneath. So you just
Oh,
like
yeah.
long as you're going fast enough, you can just skim across everything,
The snow packer.
right?
It's not exactly a skid plate like you would put on a rock crawler, though, man. It's real thin plastic
Well, we're
for
talking
the most part.
okay, all right. Well, these are the things I don't know. I don't own one of these fancy cars. I've touched a few and then got yelled at for touching them.
And it got yelled at.
Cool. But do you really own a Fiero?
No,
Ah,
no, I don't.
damn! You let me down there. I was really hoping that you were gonna go. Yeah, no, I genuinely own one with the 6-cylinder swap and everything.
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't.
Ah, shit.
I've come across them in my other job, but I've never actually owned one. But they are kind of cool, honestly. A little 2-seater, a little coupe, and it's definitely they make the kits too. They make a kit where you can actually
Yeah.
turn the Fiero into a knockoff Ferrari.
Yep.
Yeah, we had somebody that, well, it used to be kind of right down the street from where I live now, that had one like that. Had one of the kids.
Yeah, it looks good until you pull up next to a real one and then they dust you. But I guess that was part of the part. That was part of the part, though, of putting in the 6-cylinder into them.
Yeah, just looking the part and trying not to rev it too much, or
Right.
find any real ones.
And the blue smoke like puffs out the back, and yeah, man, they were dope little cars. You don't see many. You really don't see many. I mean, well, up here I don't, anyways. But you don't see many of those anymore. They're old, I guess. That makes
Yeah,
me.
that's definitely more of a novelty car, I guess you would say these days.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say collector's piece, but no, I wouldn't really consider a collector.
I'm not sure who's collecting that.
No, well, I'm sure there's somebody. You'd find somebody who's got like, oh, I've got 7 of them.
True.
Yeah, there's probably somebody out there with like a vintage Fiero that hasn't been out of the garage. It's probably got like 20 original miles on it.
Which would be
Like a
cool.
dream car.
Right? A buddy of mine just bought in high school. He used to have a 1973 Celica GT, or Celica, pardon me for all you Americans down there. And he just bought one about a year ago. I think he's been working on it just over a year, but he just bought a 73 He paid $15,000 for it. And he's like, shit, man. He's like, in high school when I bought that 73, I paid $200 for it. And he's like, and I had to pay, or it was 15,000 for this one. But he got like a stroker engine in it now and everything, and he's restored. Oh, it's just a beautiful little car, man. I love it when people pay attention to that old crap, especially the little ones.
Yeah, there's some cool old cars out there for sure.
That's good. That was Car Talk. And that was Car Talk with WX8BK and Ferrari Party.
Yeah, we get into car talk real easy though.
Yeah, we do. We're bad for that. I just realized I looked up at the screen again. I'm like, oh right, we're talking art here. Well, I guess cars are art.
Oh yeah, oops.
Right?
Cars are definitely art.
Was Tezos as a collector, was Tezos the first place that you ended up, or were you collecting, like, did you collect ETH or something first?
Yeah, actually, I collected a couple pieces on ETH, and then gas was just nuts, man. And so I kind of was like, I've heard about Tezos, you know, so I thought I'd venture that way, and definitely I've been more of a Tezos collector ever since.
Amen to that.
I collected a couple pieces on Polygon, but nothing ever materialized, I guess you would say, you know.
A lot of your stuff, like on Object, like you don't release a lot of big edition stuff or anything, right? Like you have a lot of one-of-ones.
Yeah, definitely. I've done some edition stuff, but usually if it doesn't sell, I'll just burn it down or whatever. And that's just kind of been my weak point, I guess, you know, selling more editions. So I definitely did good when I first started with the scenery, the one-on-ones, you know, and then I kind of ventured out to editions, and now I'm kind of in between of what's the next venture.
Man, I got to play the game. Well, just like Poke Shaman was saying earlier with Wag Me Wines, you just got to kind of keep an eye on it these days and see where you want to go.
Yeah, definitely.
See where the market's at, see where your collectors are at. I mean, it's always dope. It's always dope when you release an edition and like, you know, only one sells and then you burn it down and then somebody all of a sudden has a nice one-on-one.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's great as a collector. I don't know that's great from an artist.
Well, I guess I was saying it as a collector.
Yeah, as a collector, that's awesome.
Oh shit! I just found the junk car in the Crusher, Junk Jam. That's a dope piece. I don't think I looked at this one close up before on the big screen. Anyways, man, I love looking at shit on the big screen. It makes such a difference.
Yeah, it's a junk car and an old Crusher. It's probably like it's like a car crusher from like the '60s or something. It's crazy old. And then I just textured it, and then I ran it through some stuff in Touch Designer, kind of give it that a crawl.
So I mean, not to dox you, but I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that you work at a Wreckers, right? Just guessing.
Yeah, totally. Right. Yeah, I work. I do junk cars. I do like car hauling. I do paperwork. A little bit of everything on the car side. So it's kind of half the reason why the name came. You know, why I got Ferrari Party. It's just, you know, deal with a lot of cars. I drive fast, and I like to party, I guess. I don't know.
Woo!
Good enough for me.
Nothing wrong in that statement. Nothing wrong at all.
I like all those things.
Yeah, it's cool. I always wanted to work at a Wreckers. I fucking always thought it would be kind of fun. But then it would also be the, ooh, that just came in. Okay, well, I'll take that. Put that off to the side.
Yeah.
Wait.
That'd be my problem.
It's worth what in scrap metal? No, fuck that. I don't want that. I'm not paying you that for that.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, oh, you can't crush that. It's beauty.
Right? It's junk. It weighs, it's an old 4-door family car. It weighs 12,000 pounds.
Yeah. There's 10 million Volkswagen Bugs on the road. Are there? There might have been at one point. Those are all in the scrapyard now.
Rusted away. there's some I'm just seeing. I think it's because we started talking cars. Now I'm just seeing all the pieces that you have that have vehicles involved in them. You know,
Yeah, I like all the car pieces.
right? You
Yeah,
buy.
it's just cool to incorporate, something that I guess you deal with on the regular.
Do you when you're creating, are you listening to tunes? Are you a quiet creator, or do you like to listen to music while you're creating?
Yeah, I totally listen to music when I'm creating. I mean, and then when I'm creating beats, it's listening to music too. But yeah, totally, man. I don't know. I listen to a lot of hip hop, a lot of techno, a lot of all kinds of stuff. I guess definitely music is one of my passions. Listening, making it anything to do with music is great.
Hell yeah. Definitely. I'll hit you up in the DMs a little bit later. We'll definitely get you on an episode of NF Tunes, I think.
Yeah. Looking forward to it for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, it's kind of funny. It's very interesting because I'm coming across these people that we've had in the spaces, or have been either artists or guests, or have appeared in spaces, and people have given them shout outs, and then I'm going back and looking and going, oh, well, they do audio too. Well, this is great. I like this. But yeah, some of your stuff I was definitely perusing through what was around here, like on your SoundCloud and everything, and like, yeah, no, definitely. We'll get you highlighted on there for sure. That would be very awesome.
Dope, yeah. Yeah, I just threw a new tune up on the SoundCloud as well.
Did I listen to that? I must have. No, I think last night, 2 nights ago, I was like deep into the SoundCloud.
Gotcha. Dope, man. Well, I appreciate you listening and checking it out.
SoundCloud, it's kind of interesting. I never thought, when SoundCloud first kicked out, I honestly never thought that SoundCloud was going to survive. Yet, here we are, however many years later.
They didn't either for a while there.
Right. Fair enough.
Yeah, they went through some sales and near bankruptcies, and yeah, they almost didn't make it either.
Yeah, I wish they still had groups, man. They used to have a thing you could share your music in like all these groups, and they got rid of it. It was like such a cool feature.
I think it's very unutilized right now too. Like I don't think a lot of people have, I don't know. I guess I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't go on SoundCloud as often, but I don't think as many people use SoundCloud anymore.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's died off a little bit in certain aspects, but there's definitely a lot of good music out there that people release on just SoundCloud.
Right. It's another one of those great tools that are available to people. Oh yeah, no, I definitely didn't listen to this 1 hour ago that you just uploaded it.
Yeah, totally.
I didn't listen to that. Oh, cool. Well, shit. Why don't we? Can we listen to it now? Do you want to listen to it now? Would you be okay with that?
I want to listen to it. Can we give it a play?
Agree.
All right, let's.
Or at least some of it.
Yeah, sure. I got this here. Some of it. We're not gonna cut this shit off.
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination.
Love it. Woo! Everybody's applauding.
Yeah, that was a dope beat.
That was called Imagine. Available on SoundCloud. Ferrari Party. Awesome. I loved it.
Thank you. I used sampled some Twilight Zone intro on there.
Dope. I was gonna say, like, as soon as we started listening to it, I'm like, oh, I like this, because I do. I'm big on Halloween at my house. Like, I do projections on my house, and I've got animatronics and stuff like that, and I always try to create a little bit of an atmosphere. And playing 2 years ago, playing some very interesting techno and really hard beats and some dark stuff. I've started playing as background music, and this really hit me. Like, this here would be really good while you're walking around checking out some scary shit with some fog going on, some deep bass kicking you.
Yeah, it's definitely got the ominous kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I made the riff, and then it kind of, like, for some reason, it totally reminded me of Twilight Zone. And now that you say Halloween, it kind of reminds me of, like, a Michael Myers too.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm glad I wasn't insulting you by saying that. No, that's fucking. I really like it a lot. God bless SoundCloud. Man, that was cool. Oh, it's really enjoyable. That's when it really adds to the space when you have some audio stuff to play, and that made me happy. I'm smiling ear to ear now. All right, let's go. Now it's time to light that joint, Willie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't drink enough. I guess I need to open a bottle of wine.
Yeah,
you open some white wine.
Willie, you better open a bottle of wine and light a spliff up there, bud.
Apparently, I don't drink enough. I don't know.
Wine and joint time.
All right. Everybody, that's the cue. Everybody, feel free. If you haven't,
light them up, drink them up.
If you haven't already indulged, what the hell's wrong with you? I tried tonight, but I'm into my third glass of wine already. Sorry. I have not had a puff, though. I have not had a puff. Better change that. We could just sit here and listen to tunes all night now.
Yeah, that might be a wrong rabbit hole. Not a bad rabbit. It's not a wrong rabbit hole. Not a bad rabbit. I don't know. It's a different rabbit hole.
I can upload another one.
Oh, here we go.
This is the NF Tunes special.
So I was just looking there, just kind of scrolling down. Do you have your? Where else do you have your stuff featured? Tracks that you released. You SoundCloud, your main.
Yeah, Audius. I've been using Audius too.
Oh, that's right, Audius.
I need to get my Spotify going, but I've been holding some stuff back because I want to get it mastered, and then and then I'm gonna try and put some stuff on Spotify too.
Right.
I mean, like, as many platforms available, the more the better, for sure.
Yeah, Willie and I have talked about that with this space when we've created this space, and now with NF Tunes as well, the other program, and like there's so much out there. Like even you said, like when you're creating pieces of art, like there's so many tools to use, and it's like, well, what do I use? I want to use it all, and it's like it gets heavy, man. Like it gets so heavy. There's so much going on, and trying to make it all work harmoniously is the key, right? Without getting some of it lost.
Yeah, definitely. It's like information overload sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to with the NF2.
Yeah, you want to utilize all the free tools that are out there, but yeah, you don't want to get lost in them.
Shit, I lost what I was going to say there. Maybe I should smoke that joint. I don't know, or maybe not. I was going to say, it kind of sucked the other day because I with NF Tunes, I put it on Spotify, so it's going up as podcasts, and then I'm like, oh yeah, no, I want to get it on everything, and then it's like, oh yeah, well you can upload to Apple. You just need an Apple ID, blah blah blah, and you go sign in, you do this. So I went into Apple and I started doing it, and then it's like, in order as a single artist, I guess we'll say, to be able to upload to iTunes, you have to have like 10 albums.
Really?
Yeah, and it didn't have to, and that was the other thing too. The weird thing is it didn't have to be your own stuff, right? So it was basically like it was gearing more towards like if you're a dealer or if you're a producer or if you got a record company, that's how you could get on there. Otherwise, it said you had to go to one of those what do they call it? Not a rasterizer of
I thought you just had to build an RSS feed
well, I
for a
haven't.
podcast.
I have the RS. Like you get when you load up on Spotify, you get the RS feed. Spotify creates your RSS feed. But to submit it to Apple, what the hell is the word I'm looking for? I can't remember. But yeah, when you go to submit to Apple, you cannot just do it on your own. You can't. It's very odd. It's very weird. Um, why is the word that I keep coming up with rasterizer? It is not rasterizer. Rasterizing is something that you do when you're doing digital artwork. Anyways, it's like an amalgamator or something like that. So now I can go to like a third party and hook up with them, and then they'll upload our stuff to everybody. It was weird. It just got very disappointing. You know, when I get to the point of doing things myself and being all happy and like, yeah, I'm gonna get this up there and we're gonna do this and do that, and it's like, nope. The man says no. You're not big enough.
Roadblocks.
Right? You're not big enough.
Yeah, there's always some extra hoops to go through. You're like, all right, cool. All I got to do is just upload it, and click load, and I'm good to go. And then it's like, extra steps.
Extra steps, and I think always too, like probably, somebody's gonna be making money off of it somewhere, right? Like that's probably the whole idea. Period. It just seems really. I mean, I know Apple's very careful, right? Like they, like not just anybody can upload an app to the App Store, which makes sense. I like that, right? It adds a little bit of safety to what's going on. But it's like, come on, man. Like it's music. Like why won't you just let people upload music? Like if you got an account, you can ban them if you want later. But I don't know. It pissed me off. Disappointed me.
Probably has more to do with copyright than anything, and them having to filter through for copyright.
Well, no, because no, even if you had, if you were a record store or a record label, and you had 10 artists that you wanted to put up there, that would be fine. And then you had to have a business, like I think it was a business license you had to have too. It was fucking whacked. Like I was like, this is so disappointing. Thanks, Apple. Right?
Thanks, Apple.
Thanks,
Tim Apple.
I don't say shitty things about Apple too often. I know a lot of people like to slag on them, but like that really bummed me out, man. But oh well, it's enough about me. I'm gonna go on SoundCloud now. We're gonna be on SoundCloud.
Yeah, definitely. There's some good tunes on there. There's a lot of unheard artists and stuff like that for sure.
Yeah, I miss the old. Sorry?
I said it's a treasure trove of good music.
It totally is. Like I literally remember back in the day when I used to just like sit there and literally, light a joint and just start going through SoundCloud and you get lost in the rabbit hole. The thing that I used to really hate though is when I would like find something really cool on SoundCloud, but then I would go to something different and then I would forget what it was that I was listening to like 3 songs earlier and wanted to find it, but it's like I'd already clicked on so many links that I couldn't get back to where the hell I was, and it would be gone forever before I saved it.
Twitter does a lot of that too.
Sorry?
I said it feels like Twitter does a lot of that too.
I mean, the entire internet is designed to do just that.
Like, hey, this sounds interesting. Gone.
Right? It's like, damn it, I always send that. Like Twitter, the big thing I do with Twitter, especially when I'm sitting at home, is if I have my, I make sure my computer is open and on, so that wherever I'm in the house, like when I'm on Twitter and I want to save something, that I always send a link. I always send the links to my computer, so then it's like I go into my computer room and I crack up, wake my computer up, and then there's just like all this shit all over my screen that I like airdropped to my screen now, and it's like I got to sort through it, and some of it I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, I wanted to look at this, or I wanted to check into this artist, or I want to do this, and then some of it it's like, what in the fuck was I thinking? What is this? I don't even know. Did the dog hit something on my phone?
What was I smoking?
Right. Well, that goes without saying, but have you got any big projects on the go? You got any big collabs coming up soon? You got people you're working with right now?
Oh man, they're just currently just putting my head down and working a little bit, just trying to trying to get a little better at some techniques, you know, trying to create better rhythms and melodies. Just I don't know, it just kind of feels like a good time to focus, you know.
Is there anybody out there you want to collab with?
Oh man, I anybody honestly, always music, art, you know, it's always good. I've done a couple collabs. Gravitopia, who's in here, we've done a collab. Me and Block. You know, I've done some cool videos with my friend Bliss Fluid, and yeah, man. Honestly, it's fun to collab. Always open for something, but off the top of my head, no, I can't. You know, there's nobody I can truly think of.
I kind of dig that. It's kind of definitely something right now, like especially with the state of where crypto is and everything right now. That just you're right. It's a very good time to just put your head down and just get to the grindstone and just start creating and figuring it all out. Right? Not not right in the middle of the heyday.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's just I don't know. I guess maybe there's always the need or want to feel seen, you know, but it's just definitely if you don't have to force it, what's the point, you know? And it's definitely a good time to focus on yourself or
Mm-hmm.
your craft or your homies, you know, the people
Absolutely.
that matter.
Got to pay attention to the homies and homettes. We were talking about that the other day. I used the word homettes. Like, I mean, do you call ladies homies? I guess they're homies too. I don't see why not, right?
Yeah, ladies can still be homies.
Sure. I mean, I've been calling ladies homies, but I just decided the other day I was gonna start saying homettes, but it doesn't quite roll off the tongue.
Yeah, I think homies is universal, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm not gonna use homettes anymore. Fuck that. That was dumb.
That was
That
dumb.
was dumb. It never took
That was
off,
dumb.
man.
I'm sorry, I was being dumb.
It was dumb. Forget what you heard Bits
That's
say.
that's my bad.
Right? Um, I just wanted to give a shout out, just to stop and take a break. Speaking of homies and homettes, just wanted to give a little bit of a reset in here too. Give a big shout out to everybody that's in the room tonight. Thank you very much for popping in. We got Fendel down there. We got PMC down there. Lily White. Paper Buddha, thank you very much for being here. Me Retratito down there, thank you very much. Lexi Hartz, Gravitopia, Jay, Block Chung, Wag Me Wine, of course, Poke Shaman, Sister Sage down there. Um, whoa, Ethma Groceries, and Ferez down there. Thank you very much for being in here with us tonight and joining us and giving us some time. We're chatting with Ferrari Party, in case you didn't know and you stumbled in here and wondering what the F is going on. That's what we're doing. We've been listening to some tunes, checking out some art. If anybody has any questions for Ferrari Party, definitely I think this would be a good time to see if anybody wants to come up and ask any questions that they want to direct towards Ferrari Party. Any requests, any you want to throw your bra on the stage or something like that, your underwear, this would be a good time for it. Maybe. Bras, underwear. Do people even? Yeah, people probably still do that. Come on, of course they do.
Do Ferrari, do you plan on getting in with the the Tez Tones event people? Trying to
Uh,
get your Tez Tones on?
yeah, I'd be interested, man, for sure. I just haven't. I guess I should reach out and see. You know, I'm always interested in putting some music wherever I can. You know, and if people actually enjoy it, then that's even better. I definitely enjoy their project, and I know you guys had a blimp, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I
Yeah,
heard
we
about
got a blimp.
the blimp.
Damn, that warms my heart that somebody mentioned our blimp. Usually we're the ones that have to flog that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Highly recommend you reach out and give them a check out. I mean, they just started their first season, and I think I can't remember how many rounds are in the first season, but then they're going to reach out and they're going to add people to the teams pretty soon too. So, but yeah, definitely. I think you'd probably find some. You might find that you fall deep into a rabbit hole maybe when you get into it too. I don't know, but that might be a good thing. There's
Yeah,
lots
definitely. like I said, I've seen him around. I've seen a couple posts here and there. So it sounds interesting for sure. Always excited to meet some new musicians, producers, artists. Everybody.
Absolutely. That's what this whole space is about, right? Everybody getting together and sharing and hanging out. It's not like on the ETH side. If we were on ETH side, everybody would be in their own little boxes and they would have dividers up and nobody would want to talk to each other. Knows
And dividers up, like they're in there working like they're in a cubicle or what?
Yeah, totally. ETH cubicle. They're fancy.
Cube.
They're fancier than normal cubicles, but it's still a cubicle
Yeah,
nonetheless.
they're designed by Pop.
Right? Oh shit. Oh damn it.
Gotcha on that one.
Just a little bit. I was drinking some water.
NFT jokes, people. I don't know. NFT jokes. Where else are you gonna find?
Yeah, not anywhere else because nobody else will laugh at him. Right.
Yeah.
What are some favorite pieces? What are some favorite artists that you like to collect? Not that.
That I like to collect.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
That's a shit question, isn't it? I pop that on so many people, and I think it is a shit question.
Yeah, definitely, man.
That's why it's a good question.
Some of my favorites. I mean, I always enjoy like a lot of the people in here. I always enjoy blocks art. Gravo does wood carvings and stuff like that, so those are really dope. I always enjoy those. It's like a lot of hard work goes into it.
Oh yeah, I gotta check that out.
And then, oh man, like other pieces. Trying to think. Coop of Grace. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He did some series called Skull Studies. They were super cool. Definitely into those. They're like glitchy skeleton animation type stuff. Super dope. And then, yeah, man, I don't know. I like a little bit of everything for sure. I've been a little bit slacking on the collection side lately, but there's a lot of good art out there, that's for sure. Let me dip into my collection too.
I'm going through some of your more extraterrestrial stuff. Is that like nuts and bolts? We talked about it a minute ago, but is that minted? Because you don't have a link up here on it.
No, that's not minted. That's just a beat and visual. I haven't really minted it too much of the AI video lately. I've still been kind of like, I enjoy it for like making a quick like video visual combo to share, but I don't know that I'd meant it per se, to just like to maybe like polish it up a little bit more before I meant it. So it's just kind of just made to share, for everybody to experience, I guess.
Which is cool. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, right. Guess you don't have to mint everything and certain stuff, like I feel like I'd want to like polish out the videos, maybe edit them a little bit, get a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for?
Refined.
Yeah, there you go. It was a little bit more refined on the video.
We're using all the fancy words today here, folks.
You heard it here. Refined.
Refined and homettes.
I thought you were gonna say echo.
Echo. Well, that was. Were you making fun of me, Willie?
Echo.
Yeah.
Get a little more echo to it, which would be cool too, actually.
And I really do like that's kind of the neat thing about Twitter and stuff these days is that I think Purs is another very good example of a person who does that, where like you can create a bunch of things and you don't really feel like releasing it, but you want to show people, so you can just pop it out on Twitter and go, there it is, right? And it's not minted, but at least you get to share some of this stuff and what's going on in your head and what you're working on.
Yeah, definitely. And I really enjoy Purs' work. He's definitely an inspiration, like it does cool beats, trippy visuals, it's definitely up my alley.
Purs is wild, man. And the fact that What was that called that he has, Willie? I can't remember now. A something or other. I'm going. Where's my notes? I'm flipping through some.
Oh, a a damn it. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I cannot remember.
Where he can't visualize things.
Yeah, so like he's creating art without being able to picture it in his head, which is just kind of interesting to wrap your head around.
Yeah, I don't know if I have that or not. I feel like I do now.
What, you can't picture things?
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
I don't know. He said he didn't dream though. Like that's different. I definitely have vivid dreams.
All right, I was trying to look it up, but I can't in my book of WX8BK madness here. I can't find it. Usually I can, but yeah. I wanted to say aphantasia, but I don't think that's the correct.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Purs. We had Purs on a few weeks back, and it, like, dude, he's one of those people where I'm like, at the end of the conversation, I'm kind of like, when the fuck do you sleep, dude?
Yeah, a lot going on for sure, man. It's crazy, like how just so much information, so much learning to be had, you know.
Yeah, and you know, people like you and other artists are like grabbing onto it and like, let's go, let's go. It's really cool. I really actually like now that with AI that we're starting to see a lot. Just it's I personally, I mean, maybe some other people don't see it, but I personally see that it's kind of toning down where people are criticizing it a lot, and realizing that people are using it as a tool and not just the total end um, product, right?
Yeah, definitely, man. I think it allows you to like convey an idea a lot quicker, you know, and then from there you can refine it. That word again.
Yep.
But yeah, it's definitely like I think it's a good tool for creativity in general, you know.
Absolutely. Hey, Lily, you got something you want to lay down here? How you doing, Lily?
Hey,
Really?
so many things I have. I wish I would have took notes, but Ferrari Party. I haven't ever met you before. It was really cool. I was deep diving in your artwork there. I was like, oh wow, since November 2021, how did I miss this guy? So yeah, I'm gonna definitely have another go through and look at some of your stuff. And I think it's what I saw so far was pretty cool. And probably have a couple of questions. But I have to tell you guys, the day the Civil War ended, Juneteenth. That's all you need to know. If you know that
Okay.
much, you're golden.
Okay.
Oh,
Thanks for clearing that up for us.
thank you,
That was like
Lily.
at the beginning of the show. I don't want to forget that.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to speak to this either way and look like a jackass.
That's the main gist of it. There's a lot more layers that people have piled on top of it, but that's the main gist. If you know that, then you're golden. So Mike Nash, me, a lot of other people that were here at the beginning, all of our art jumbled together because there wasn't any such thing as collections. That's why we're such a mess. You were talking about that earlier in the show too. And no girl wants to be called a homette that I ever met in my life.
I never met a homette, yo.
If they want to come back and tell me differently, then I'll believe them. But I've never met one to this day that wants to be called a homette or either a homie. Like, we don't really like that. We put up with it sometimes, but we don't like that either. Just so you guys know. Whew, boys.
Oh, that's too bad.
Oh man,
What if you're not my homie? What are you?
Homette.
No,
Well, definitely not homette.
no, we're just girls, ladies, women, friends. I don't know, but not homettes, please.
Not homettes.
All right, fair enough. No,
It's nice to meet you, Lily. I appreciate you browsing the art, and happy you enjoy what you see.
I was wondering, Ferrari Party. I know this might be an awkward or a weird question, I should say, but like, what? have you been here like the whole time, or have you come and gone? And also like what circle do you usually run in? Because how could have I not ever have met you before? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Where have you been hiding?
That's a good question. I'm not 100% sure where I've been. But yeah, I mean, I've minted work pretty constantly, just a few breaks here and there. I mean, I've always been on Twitter for the most part, posting something, whether it's art or shit posts, one or the other. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have like a crew that I roll with, I guess. So I'm just a two-seater coupe looking for friends, I guess.
Oh, that is the comment of the night. I'm writing that one down.
Get that on a soundbite,
Right?
guys.
That's going on the coffee mug for tonight.
Two-seater coupe.
Looking for a place to happen.
Who's behind the WX8BK? Because I've seen the mic come on and off a couple times.
Me. When I have to go and when I have to go let the dog out or fill my glass of wine or something, I take my phone and I walk away with it. Just me. I mean,
Okay,
that's
okay.
that's the back end. That's our crew back there. We've got a whole
Booking departments back
yeah,
there.
booking, A&R,
A&R, accounts receivable.
yeah, production. They're all back there.
Yeah, thankfully there's no HR department.
Oh, jeez.
So we're good there.
My man, if we had an HR department, I think we would have been shut down a year ago. The second I
But it
said
would never got off the ground.
the second I said homettes, they would have been like, nope.
I was just thinking
what?
that they wouldn't allow home at.
It's not even nice to say. Like, let's face the facts. I'm sorry that I even like created it or even said it. Like, it's not even easy to say. It doesn't even roll off. Like, at least homie runs off. Like it's easy. Homie, like homettes is like awkward to say. It's like you stumble on it, you're gonna choke on your tongue or something.
It's because of you we've had to write the home et policy where you will not say the word home et on air.
Yep. Monday morning.
Or in the presence of a woman.
I can guarantee you that every time that Monday morning comes around, or that Wednesday morning comes around, the HR department calls me in and goes, "Okay, guys, let's review the show last night. Let's talk about a few things." And this doesn't even have to do with the guests or with the listeners that you let up that said things. This is you guys we're going to talk about right now.
Yeah, oops.
The space is 5 hours, and HR usually has Willie and I in there for about 9. But we're learning.
Hours well spent, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, sure. We're getting scolded for the things you can't.
Scolded.
Cool. It's kind of the cool, it's very interesting because I mean, Lily asking the question of where Ferrari Party's been and why haven't I seen you, and it's the one thing that I've really noticed, and over the last 2 months since I've created the WX8BK NF Tunes account. Because with that account, I started it fresh. And then, I started just, I don't know what it was, but like all of a sudden, like, I guess it's when you start your Twitter account too, you select like what you're interested in, right? Like music and arts, and it has that questionnaire to kind of tailor shit to you. But it's weird because with that account, I have found all these people that I never knew existed. And I actually think that Block Chung is another very good example. With trash art. Um, was it trash art? Am I saying it wrong?
No.
Garbage art?
Right.
No, but did Block Chung do trash art? It was trash. Okay, well, anyways, but like that's a whole other world.
Specifically, food trash.
Right. But it's like you go into those spaces and all of a sudden it's like, well, man, like there's all these people I've never seen before and never heard before, and why haven't I heard this before? I don't know. I've just been finding the last 2 months that just when you think you're finding everybody here, there's always people, lurking in the dark, hanging out in a Fiero.
Yeah, man, I run into new people all the time. Like it's just weird how that works. I guess the algo can't show you everyone at once. You just need like a list of every artist.
Fuck. If the algo shows you anything at all.
Yeah, besides like fight videos and
advertisements for things that you don't want, and I don't even know. The algo has been very interesting over the last year. It's just gone for hell. But with once again with that new crap that comes out, I mean, hey, happy little accidents happen, and you meet new people, make new friends.
Yeah, but we've been trying to get this survey out to people for a good week and a half now, and I talked to like 6 people that are, I would say, relatively close to Town and or I never heard of it. They never heard of there was a survey, which is really like, how do you reach people if you can't even reach your own circle, let alone beyond? I don't even know. Ugh.
Yeah, dude, it's tough. It's totally tough, depending on it.
And there's just no good alternative yet. Paper Boo's gonna scream Telegram at me, but they still don't have a desktop.
Right. I was gonna say Telegram. I don't know. Ferrari Party. Do you use Telegram?
I've used it a little bit, just with a couple homies, and then when I was minting Pepe's, you gotta have, there's a group chat there, so it's all right. I've met some crazy people in there. Because you can like delete the messages, and people will message you some weird stuff, and then just delete it. You're like, okay, that just happened.
Shit, really? That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, now I got to know more.
That's kind of creepy.
I got to know what to avoid.
Some weird conversations in there for sure. Like, it's interesting.
Huh. Wonder what the purpose of that is.
Oh, I'm gonna guess like most things on the internet. I'm gonna say child porn. Oh, that's just Instagram. Sorry, that's just Instagram. Yeah, so be careful on Instagram.
Willie, didn't you say that about ETH originally too?
No. Bitcoin, man, Bitcoin.
Oh, pardon me. Okay, Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. Get the story right. Yeah.
That's why I was asking.
You gotta know what to avoid out there.
That's why I was asking. Should I? Oh, fuck. Hang on. I gotta go let the dog out. I gotta put in my WX8BK thing. Goddamn dog.
Well, I was gonna say that I heard earlier that I forgot about now when Wagme was up and they were talking about the price of everything and not have like thinking they should cash out right away and that kind of stuff. And I was thinking, I was in a space today with like these financial experts and stuff, and they were talking about the new coin the U.S. government wants to set up and how they're going to abuse the American public by using it. But on the other side of the coin, they're saying is going to add a lot of stability to Bitcoin because people are going to want to like have something that's not the government thing. And now the government can't really complain that Bitcoin's not a legit kind of finance because
currency, right?
Yeah, because they're making their own cryptocurrency, so that argument doesn't hold water anymore. So they're predicting good things for about a year out or so. So I mean, like, come on, go a little faster, but still in all, good things are good things. I guess
it's all about the taxes and where the money's going, who's getting the money. They don't like Bitcoin because they're not getting any money from it. They're not getting it. They're not getting anything from the exchanges. They're not getting anything from it, right? Because it's all overseas. It's all off U.S. books, and so there are some people who pay taxes on it, but it's kind of few and far between from everyone I've talked to.
Where can I move that I don't have to pay taxes on crypto?
I mean, you just don't have to claim it. You can just not claim it, but you're supposed to claim it. So that's not financial advice in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, legally, where can I move to that I legally don't have to pay?
You just got to be shady about it. That's funny. I was just coming back into the room.
I don't know where's Bankman Fried's girlfriend hanging out at down there in the Bahamas or somewhere, the Caymans. I imagine there's no extradition and no crypto taxes down there. Is why they went down there.
It's funny.
Belize, maybe?
Just as I was coming back in here, I was like, I could hear you guys talking financial stuff, and I'm like, oh, but you got to say, not financial advice.
Not financial advice.
Definitely not. We don't know
Definitely not.
Unless it comes from me, I'm in Canada. Knock yourself out, boys.
I pay my crypto taxes.
I did not claim anything because I don't have any crypto taxes, and I figure, well, everybody's all confused up here about it, but I figure if you're doing less than $5,000 a year, it's not even worth the time to sit down and deal with. This is not American financial advice. It's not Canadian financial advice either. If you're listening to me and you take my advice as financial advice, I laugh.
I think part of the recent debt ceiling agreements were to lower the what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, get rid of a lot of spending in the IRS. So you're going to get rid of a lot of auditors by moving things more online, which means how are they going to check your shit?
This whole
if it goes through fine with TurboTax, how are they going to check your shit?
Right.
Like they're getting rid of a bunch of auditors, so I don't know.
This whole conversation just got very adult.
IRS, watch out.
Well, I was going to say,
taxes.
Like, if you want to take financial advice from the guy who made up the word homette, then, what can we do to help you?
It's sad but true.
Good point. She's got a good point, though.
I know. No, I don't recommend anybody take any of my financial advice. Although I do drive a Corolla, and it's a very smart, reliable vehicle that has low cost of ownership. So you can take that financial advice. That's not really financial advice, is it? That's just kind of life advice. Or maybe financial advice. It's low cost of ownership.
So your financial advice now is to drive a Toyota Corolla? That's
yeah, low cost of ownership. Low cost of ownership is the financial advice. Anyways,
you can pretty much find that in any financial book too.
Well, this whole fucking conversation has gone right off the damn rails. Just to reset the room here, we are talking to Ferrari Party, believe it or not, tonight. Who is not a financial advisor. Nor...
You just gotta have finances to own a Ferrari, so be careful.
Right? This fucking catches to everything. I don't know if when Willie talked to you, I just wanted to throw it out to you, Ferrari. You're not that we're kicking you out or saying you have to leave or anything like that, but anytime you gotta bow out or check out, go have something else to eat or go to bed or whatever you gotta do, you can feel free to step away at any given time. We always have that. That's an open policy that we have here. Any time that any guest gives us is like we're grateful for, because everybody's time is super, super valuable. And my dog is barking in the background, so I just wanted to give you that little palm frommed out there.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
sure.
that.
Yeah.
Definitely enjoying talking with you guys. So,
well, good. Just don't take our financial advice.
You got your nose to the grindstone. What's coming down the pike there? What's in the future? What can we expect to see?
This is a good question. Just kind of working on an AI collection right now of like galaxies, planets, stuff like that, like space textures. I'll probably end up doing that on maybe Tezos, I'm thinking. And then just more music. I got a bunch of unfinished beats sitting in a folder that I just need to get my motivation on and get those finished. And then I got some new videos on the way. And yeah, a little bit of everything. I want to get some music on Ethereum as well and see how that goes, and why not another chain? And then just looking into some other avenues to market some music, some art, a little bit of everything, man. I got a friend that owns a bar over here, so I'm gonna try and get maybe like a little physical show going on, some stuff like that. So
that would be sweet.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's a big
You
thing.
thinking
Like,
you thinking some live music with that show, or
Yeah,
like what are we
definitely.
talking? We thinking video screens, some live
Yeah,
music, or
yeah, some like live music maybe, and then just maybe like some actual physical pieces, you know. Just because I meant not meant, but actually have some like digital art on canvases, so it'd be cool to just put them out there and see if anybody's interested in them.
yeah, that's cool. So would you just send those out to a printer, or
Yeah, yeah, just send them out to a printer. I've
let's say
only
are
made
you
of them right
print those in house somehow?
Yeah, that'd be dope actually. I feel like maybe if you had like maybe a cool screen printer or something, you could probably do that.
again, that's just adding
Be cool.
another thing that you got to do. Oh
I
shit,
was
my
just
mic was
wondering.
off.
Oh, sorry. Ferrari. Uh, we're gonna have this crazy event in October that's like called Fear for Tez year 3. This is the season 3 of it. It was a call for art event, but Ellen Designs is building a spatial, and she's going to be looking for people to come in and do songs and shows and stuff inside there. If you're interested in that, DM me later, and I'll hook you up with her, and maybe you can put a show on in the metaverse if you're interested in doing something like that.
Yeah, definitely. I would love that. That's one thing I still haven't done yet is like DJ or play some music in the metaverse. I think that'd be awesome. I will definitely get in touch with you. October is like my favorite month too, so
Nice.
God, I think it's the flagship of the Tezos blockchain because that's our biggest event every year. We're already planning it. It's like months out. We're already planning like what we're gonna be doing this year.
yeah, that's awesome. I think I remember seeing it for sure. So yeah, it'd be definitely cool to be a part of it.
There we go, making connections. October, are you a big Halloween fan or you just like fall?
Yeah, I love fall for sure. Just that whole. I mean, I love season change, I guess, but something about fall is just a great time of the year for sure. A couple cool holidays and the summer's cooling off, the leaves change. I feel like it's always a dope vibe.
It's such a trip, man. Like you just said leaves changing, and I always find it wild that a tree, like what it comes from. When you think about a seed for a tree, like whether it's a pine cone seed or whatever, and then what it turns into, and then the physical changes that it goes through year after year is wild. I don't know, maybe that was a little hippie, high hippie of me, but it is. It's very, very cool to think about that this, comes from this tiniest, super tiny little itty bitty thing that you could like put on your finger, turns into like, some 200-foot monster. And every year, if it's a tree with leaves, gets leaves and then goes through that color chain, drops them all off, survives through a winter, and then boom, does it all again the next summer. Like, that's just wild.
Yeah, it's crazy for sure. Like fucking how big the redwoods and the sequoias get. It's insane.
Yeah, they're surreal. The redwoods and the sequoias, like 100%. Even some of the cedars, once you get up further up, that's wild, man. And that came from like the tiniest little fucking nothing.
But do you know that the largest organism on the planet is a mushroom or fungus?
Yeah, there's like it's in like a forest, isn't it? Like a huge network or something.
Yeah, I think it's up there in Fiddle's neck of the woods, up in the PNW.
Right, that's crazy.
Oh, learned something new. Wow.
We are educational. This space, this is why people keep coming back week after week, man. There is education in this space. You not only are you listening about art and learning about an artist and their creative process, but hey, we're learning about fun guys.
We are a couple fun guys.
I was hoping that I was going to be able to keep that going and turn it into some really great joke, but I screwed that. Thanks for at least being there, Willie. Two fun guys.
Dad jokes.
Yeah. I was trying. See, I'm not a dad, so I slip up on them sometimes. Um,
Oh boy.
Oh boy, is right.
yeah, are you in Ferrari? So are you in a place where you get multiple color changes in the leaves? Because I know, like up here, like you'll get some forests, like basically where it's like you get the yellows. Like actually here where I live, like basically we go from green to yellow, and that's it. Like we don't get the reds or fucking any of those other tones, really.
Yeah, I'm like a mixture of desert and then there's evergreens and then some deciduous. So I mean, we get a little bit of the leaf change. It's just not as crazy, I guess, as other
Yeah.
places, you know.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's what I was grasping at. Yeah, because I know here, like I can go one province over or state if you want to just call it, just to make it familiar with you Americans there. But yeah, like I can go one province over, like travel 3 hours, but I can see trees that like go all kinds of reds and oranges, and fuck, that's just amazing, man. It's so colorful.
Yeah, same here. It's like a couple hour drive and you're in like the pretty leafy red, yellows and oranges and yeah, it's pretty amazing for sure.
Do you have a favorite tree?
Favorite tree? Damn, that's a tough one. All these trees to choose from.
Like 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 spruce or pine. You don't have to name any particular trees. Like if you know a tree named Bob, you don't go, well, Bob's a good guy, but you don't want to piss Sue off.
That tree, the redwood that you can drive through. That's my favorite tree.
There you
General
go.
Sherman.
And all the
Is
other
that the name?
Yeah, General Sherman.
and all the other
See,
redwoods are mad.
you picked one of the few trees on the planet with a name.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of dope ones out there for sure. You like redwoods are cool. The sequoias, the friggin' like mimosa trees are a trip. You got Russian.
Whoa, we're growing mimosas on trees now?
What's a mimosa
Yeah.
tree?
Yeah, you ever seen a mimosa tree?
No.
Yeah, it's a trippy. They just have a interesting leaf pattern. I'm not exactly 100% sure where they grow at, but the only reason I know that is because I think they make DMT out of them.
Getting down to it's funny you type in is it spelt the same because I type in mimosa and the first thing that comes up is how to make the best mimosa with fresh squeezed orange juice.
Throw the orange juice in the trash.
Right? That's what I did on Friday. I paid for it on Saturday. The mimosa tree. Okay. What's mimosa? Oh, the Persian silk tree. Is that what it's also called?
Yeah, it might be. It's got like the trippy leaves, and it's got like
These little pink.
Yeah, the flowers. Yeah, totally.
And then right here, it's like why you shouldn't grow mimosa tree. Oh, okay, well I got to click on this now.
Yeah. Way to deter me, internet.
No, you know what this is? This is probably an American-produced website that I'm going to go to, and it's because like your guys' alcohol, drug, and tobacco are all fucking don't want people making shit in the backyard, right?
Probably.
That's what
I got an article that says beautiful but deadly mimosa trees.
Oh, beautiful but deadly. Oh, dude, we're getting into the thick of it. This people, you want to listen into this next little bit because you never know. This space might save your life now. Right? Roadsides, botanical name, Albizia julibrissin. Julibrissin? Something like that. Full sun, part shade. Hardiness zone 6 to 9. Okay. 25 to 35 feet. Did you find out what's the dangerous thing about it here? What's going on here? This fucking page lied to me. It said it was going to tell me why it was dangerous, but no. They're invasive.
Well,
yeah,
aren't all plants and animals and humans?
Oh, it's so funny. Like, what does this mean? Check with your state's Department of Agriculture to find out whether mimosas are invasive in your area. What? They're invasive here, but they're not invasive there? Right? It's like those.
I can grow them, but you can't.
It's like those damn labels that we get up here, like on some like products where it says like known to cause cancer in the state of California. And it's like, oh, thank God I'm not
that's
in
a good old
California.
Prop 65 label.
Right? Thank God I'm not in California. It won't cause cancer up here. Yeah, it just says it's invasive and
Okay, so it's a giant weed.
Oh yeah, that's what it basically. I was just gonna say that. That's what it basically boils down to because it regenerates very quickly after being cut down or damaged, which makes the species very difficult to manage. Root.
Yeah, it's like a family. You plant one, and they're all gonna show up.
Come on in. It is pretty though. Like the little fuzzy fuzzball kind of pink things it's got on it are cool.
Yeah, it's a cool tree for sure. It's kind of interesting. I'm not exactly sure where it's like native to, but
that's interesting. See, look at this stuff. You know, when my mom said, "No, you shouldn't smoke pot," and I'm like, "Mom, pot breeds creativity and artisticness, and it does all this great stuff, and it heals pain." And it's like, you know, if we had been talking about a mimosa tree, I would have been like, "Mom, this is why we need them." A little DMT.
Have you ever painted or done any art with a mimosa tree?
No, I haven't actually. That's a good idea though.
It's your favorite damn tree, man.
It's in my top 5.
Top 5. Top 5 tree. Willie, what's your top 5? What's a tree in your top 5, buddy?
Oh, that's easy, man. I got an olive tree at number 1. Italian cypress, those are really up there. Chinese elm, or is that a Japanese elm? I think it's Chinese elm. Those are up there. Sago palms, and let's see, rounding out the top 5.
Oh, you're actually giving us top 5. I was just like, holy fuck, Willie's just going off, but
I did
state it.
Be Cactus's Minute on the Blockchain.
There you go. Like, ooh, hello.
Right.
There you go. Okay, all right. Yeah, top 5. And there you go, folks. That was Willie's top 5 trees right here, everybody. We heard it there.
Oak. Can't go wrong with a massive oak tree, or like what are those ones out in like North Carolina where they're like fucking huge, like giant poplar trees or something like that?
Is it a cypress?
Those are cool.
Is it the cypress in Italy, like the really, really old one that's like huge? Is that a cypress?
Italian cypress is like a real tall, skinny.
Okay.
So it's only about
Might be
6 feet wide, but 40 feet tall.
Gotcha.
That's like it's similar to a poplar too, right? No.
No, I think poplar that I'm thinking,
or aspen,
is like really widespread. Like they grow like 100, 200 feet high.
I think I actually think poplars come in like every fucking shape, form, and or no, what's the other one? Cottonwood. Cottonwood, I think, is the other that are similar to that.
Could be.
Here I am sitting.
You know, like big old classic plantation style tree. Something you can, sit underneath, get some shade, drink a nice whiskey beverage.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. Doesn't it?
Yeah, but this is not botanical advice, people. So please.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, we can get botanical advice.
Can we?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say to grow illegal plants in your backyard.
Well,
maybe we can't. Maybe we can't give out botanical advice. You might be right, Lily. We'll just go with that, not botanical advice.
Yeah.
NBA.
I think it from what I understand with the United States, and I do believe somebody mentioned it in this space at one point in time, that like the US has more lawyers per capita than anywhere else in the world. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I never Googled it. But yeah, in America, you're probably better off every time you fucking open your mouth. You're better off to go. But this is not, car buying advice. This is not pop drinking advice, because man, y'all sue everybody for everybody down there.
Yeah.
Like, shit. I remember there was a I don't even remember what the show was, but this one lawyer. Oh, that's right. They were. I'm going to say it was probably Florida, but there was an alligator that was living like in a city pond or whatever, and they were trying to trap it, but they couldn't get it. So then it eventually attacked somebody, and that person's lawyer. They ended up suing a fire department that was on part of the this pond or whatever, and it turned. They said because they barbecued outside that they were feeding the gator, but there was no proof or whatever. But the lawyer, anyways, long story short, the person's lawyer said, "Well, he's like, this is America. You just sue everybody within a 5-mile radius, and you're gonna get something out of someone." And I was like, "Dude, really? That's pretty heavy, man."
I can't tell
wasn't-
you how many people since I got fired because of having a hypoglycemic episode. Like everybody and their brother has come out of the woodwork saying, "You need to go sue. You need to go sue."
You should.
Dude, I just saw there was a guy.
Workers' rights.
There was a guy last week. Oh, especially if you had a medical condition. Oh my God! But you know what the other. But you know what the other side of that too is, Willie. Also, when people do stuff like that, is like there's probably the other side where they could just offer you your job back, and you'd have to go, okay, well, shit. Well, I don't want to go back to. I don't want to go back to the body parts.
I didn't want my job back.
Right?
I
Exactly.
wanted financial compensation.
Right. But there was a guy a couple weeks ago. I remember he. I mean, I'm gonna say he showed up on my TikTok, so I mean you can believe it for what it is. But apparently he fucking he's sued every place that he has worked for and won. And it was like 4 or 5 places that he's worked for, and he just sues them for whatever.
Who hires this guy after the third one?
Right.
Probably. I bet the fourth one sued him for not being hired.
It says here your hobbies are suing companies.
That you work for?
You're my kind of guy. Come on in. Let's get you suited up. What do you have? Oh, it says here. It says here that your hobbies are litigation. So are you a lawyer? Not exactly. Fucking wild. Fucking wild. Like I know up here, like in Canada, it's not that easy. Like people say sue. Well, and even in most situations, and you got to be doing something where for a lawyer to take something on without taking a retainer, it has to be like a surefire thing, right? It's not like lawyers just go out fucking fighting for nothing. Like if you got some dumbass lawsuit that you want to do, a lawyer's going to go, okay, well I need a $15,000 retainer then, right? Whereas if it's
see in America they do a lot of it pro bono because they just get the kickback on what they're going to win.
Well, no, but that's the thing is that if they're not, they won't take that on if they don't feel confident, right? They won't take that on without a retainer if they don't feel confident.
If they don't think they're going to win it.
Yeah, that's what I mean, right? Like that's what I'm saying. It's like, so if you got some half-assed fucking lawsuit.
But most of that kind of shit settled out of court, so you take it on and you get a settlement and move on.
This is not
you
law advice.
You don't put a lot of time and effort into it. You go in, you present some sort of half-assed case to get a settlement, and that's it.
Right.
But the lawyer takes a huge cut.
Oh yeah,
cut
they
of
do.
it.
They do.
You end up with so little after the lawyer taxes. So I don't know if it's really worth the time, to be honest.
Not if you're not collecting huge and big, you're not. And yeah, I forgot about the taxes y'all have to pay down there as well. But
you don't pay taxes on certain lawsuits.
That I would respect.
I know, like if you get in a car accident, and you get a settlement from a car accident, you don't pay taxes.
Yeah, I've dealt with lawyers once, and it was very unpleasant. It was not nice. It was horrible, and I was on the definitely going to be the winning end of it, like no matter what. And in the end, when the fees and everything were taken, I was just like, I even flat out told my lawyer, I'm like, dude, you're a piece of crap. Like, this is garbage. It's the one thing I learned. Okay, so the one piece of advice that I will give to everybody that you should take to heart is that if you ever do sue somebody or use a lawyer for anything, if you're in the same town as your lawyer, you always go and pick up your documents. Don't get any documents shipped to you. Do not get fucking documents printed out that you can't go down and read at your lawyer's office and that you will never use for anything else in your life, because you get fucking charged for everything under the sun. There was, I'm not even joking, on my list, and when I say things like sent out and stapled, there was a fee for stapling documents. that I looked at in my detailed layout, and I was just like, man, this was so ridiculous. It was not worth it. Anyways, you can take that as advice.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
This man, look at what we've done in this last like 45 minutes in this space. We've talked about some stuff. I mean, we've learned about the mimosa tree. We've learned about Willie's top 5 favorite trees. Lily's shared about which Testone event? I don't remember.
Yeah, let's talk about cars some more.
Town, not Testone. I don't know.
Shit, sorry. I said that.
Got
Pardon me.
Events coming up too, though. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
but,
that was my bad. Pardon me, Lily.
The Fear for Tez. Can I
Fear for Tez?
Can I pin the
yes
thing?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you know
absolutely
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, wait a minute. How come you don't know what's going on with Tez Tones?
Well, I
feel like Tez Town should know what's going on with Tez Tones as well.
You know, I talked to somebody from over there the other day, and they told me something, but I haven't got a good brain, and I forgot. That's the whole truth of it. I simply forgot what they told me.
We're gonna go up to. While we're hanging out here, I'm just gonna go up into SoundCloud, and we're gonna refresh it on the Ferrari Party page, and go. No, there's no new songs yet. That's too bad, but it's all right.
Let's play an old one.
We could. I will. Hey, do you have any requests off of your SoundCloud?
Off of mine?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Got a specific jam you want to share with us?
Can I just say while you guys get the music going, I did pin the Teztown community-wide survey up at the top. I'm not going to go on and on about it, but if you want to hear more, come to a Teztown space. We got one tomorrow morning. And please check it out, though. It's for everyone in Tezos, and we need your help. Thank you.
Yeah,
it's a quick
it's anonymous,
survey.
Right? You're not gathering any like personal information. You're not even gathering wallet addresses or anything like that, right?
Nope. No personally identifying information. The information is kind of personal, but it won't be personally identified connected to you. So it's nothing that's going to come back to you. And when we put it out to the public, it's all just going to be charts and data. It's not like they're going to be the survey and they can read all the way across the survey and your best friends are going to know what you said. It's nothing like that. It's going to be completely anonymous. So please help us out, because a lot of communities in Tezos, not just Teztown, but a lot of other communities are counting on it to be able to do some fundraising outside of Tezos Foundation, because we're not getting any money from Tezos Foundation. I can promise you. So we're trying to figure out other ways, but it's also going to be a historical snapshot of our community. And I don't want to go on because I know you. Let's play some music. but
no, that's good.
Yeah.
No, that's all good. I filled out the survey. Willie's filled it. It takes 2 seconds. It's very quick. It's just a couple of questions. It's no big deal. It's a Google sheet, isn't it? It's a Google form. Yeah, it's all.
It's a Google form, and it's literally 5 minutes. But so he must have did it really fast. But
yeah, I was gonna say I don't think 5 minutes. No, maybe. Okay.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
That was like 2 minutes.
Now we're gonna argue this. No, let's talk about this. Hang on. Whatever. I'm gonna sign into another account and do it right now, and we'll talk about this. Sorry.
Just however long it takes. That's all.
Hell yeah. No, it's well worth it to help out. Absolutely, it is. It's up there. And
yeah, and one of the things that you just kind of glanced over there is, if you're kind of a community leader in some other community, that data will be available to you, right, Lily?
Yeah, and I'll go on about it now because yes, and how we're gonna do that is we will mint the charts and the graphs and the data into NFTs that try to break it down into different categories so people can see it, and then we'll also mint a PDF. I think those are the right letters of the entire report, kind of put together in one NFT. And that's because if we put it on the blockchain, it'll be there forever. That's point number one. We want it to be people, in the future can come back and look at the data as well. So we want it to be that historical timestamp kind of thing. And then the other reason is I'm putting a lot of hours into. It's a good thing I lost my job because this stuff would have never got done. Maybe it all worked out for a reason, but I'm putting a lot of hours and stuff. So if people, other communities or individuals want to support our efforts so that we can go on and do the next thing and the next thing, they can make offers on the NFTs then, and you kind of help us offset some of the cost of getting it done.
Beautiful. The community helping the community. Love it. And it's pinned up at the top. So if y'all could take a little time to do it, that would be muchly appreciated. That's cool. All right, what track are we playing?
You want to check out Guppy. It's a little bit older, but it's I like it. It's a good track.
All right, we're gonna check that. I'm gonna roll down here. Guppy. Oh, Guppy. Man, I used to raise guppies, but that's a story for maybe after we listen to Guppy.
You want to give us a little more info on the track while Fitz is looking for it?
I got it.
Yeah, it's a kind of a dubstep vibe. I was gonna use it for a collab that I did with Bliss Fluid, and it just never materialized. So I just released the track, man. I enjoy it.
Are we working with like a MIDI board, or
what's
how'd you put it together?
So I do
how'd you record it?
I do a lot of my drumming is like beat pad, like finger drumming and stuff like that. So I kind of just record my own riffs, and then I got a couple different synthesizers, so I'll layer sounds with different synths or different patches, and then I usually try and add a couple of notes here and there, and try not to make it so monotone.
Okay.
But,
all right.
The combination of like drum pads, synths, and then the program I use is called Ableton. If you've ever heard of it, it's called the DAW, which is like a digital. What the hell is it? I can't think of what the hell DAW means now.
Findle's screaming at us.
Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah, Pers or somebody explained to us what a DAW.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
watch drawing a blank.
All right. Well, we'll take a second and we'll check out the track. Let's
digital audio workstation. There we go.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. It's like an emulator, right? But it'll emulate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just a place where you build your music, and you have like your control of different channels, volumes, all that stuff, EQs.
Hell yeah. Oh, Fendel's dropping some hearts now. Fendel knows we hit it. Boom. All right. Well, let's listen to Guppy. Let's check this shit out. Yo. There you go, folks. Guppy, Ferrari Party, right there on WX8BK Night Train. I like it. I dug that. I hope it didn't blow apart anybody's ears, because I didn't want to.
I don't think Twitter will let you do that.
No,
because it
back.
It came in like right at the same volume as everything else for me, at least.
All right, cool. Well, that was
it sounded good.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I love it.
Yep. There was a point there, like at the beginning there, man, drop, boom, love it. I was like,
I feel like it started off a little slow, and I was like, all right, and then it like picked up.
Yeah,
I dug it.
Well, that's the dubstep style, right? You got it. That's
underwater vibes.
Absolutely. Yeah, little guppy vibes right there. I was totally just keep swimming.
That's what Aquaman listens to.
Absolutely. Oh man, that was a good track. I'm so excited about. I love this shit. Love music. Yeah, we're definitely.
If Aquaman had to drive, what would he drive?
I don't know, but I just want to say I almost got through the show without spitting water all over myself or somebody else.
So you spit on somebody else? That's the more interesting story.
Else right now, but it was just me. But still, in all, it could have been somebody else if I ever had anybody else in my life. But still, in all, I spit water. I think I'm going to make it through the show without spitting water on anybody. And then he says that. That's I don't even know.
I guess what Lily really needs to learn is not to drink water while listening to us. I guess. I don't know.
Whatever, man. I think that's a badge. That's a badge of honor, man. I mean, if you're a comedian, you want to make people shoot water.
Yeah, I'm trying to find something on that one. It's not coming to me.
Right? Yeah, I know. It's tough sometimes.
Okay, what would Aquaman drive? What? Okay, go back to that.
What would Aquaman drive?
These are
gotta be an alpha car. Hello, duh. For those who don't know what an alpha car is, it's an amphibious vehicle. I believe it was in a couple movies, like not 50 First Dates, maybe the baseball movie with the bad comedians.
There's places, there's modern day ones. There's places that still run those cars.
Would you drive a duck boat?
I'd love to drive a duck boat.
I'd love to drive a duck boat. Ferrari, what's your favorite amphibious vehicle?
Favorite amphibious vehicle? I don't know, man. The duck boat's up there.
These are the hard-hitting questions we're asking tonight. Jeez.
The
hovercraft, alpha car.
Those what's the one thing? It's like a dolphin, but it's like a machine. It's kind of like a little submersible you get in.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. So here, an inventor in Canada just like Monday, I guess it was yesterday, released this video of he painted them. He's got ones that they're bigger and they look like killer whales. And they even have a little fucking blow spout jet that shoots water up in the air. But it's exactly
cool.
It's exactly like what you're talking about. Those little dolphin dudes, cars. Those are badass.
Yeah, they look like fun for sure.
Right? Yeah, like they don't totally go, like they don't swim. It's the ones they don't like totally go underwater forever, but like they go under so far, but then you got to pop up again, right? Because they don't have their own air and shit. I think.
Yeah, I think it's probably like the equivalent of like a stand-up jet ski or something.
Right. Yeah. Holy shit, Willie. Poke's not in here anymore, but Wagme Wines should do that next year. Poke should get those. We should all have those to rip around Miami next year.
Or just those full like underwater like scuba tank ones.
No, you don't want to go underwater. I mean, look at those poor people that were going out to the Titanic, man.
I was getting there. Damn.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
All waterways were leading that path, though. I think.
Right.
I think we were all gonna butt heads on that one somewhere.
And my laugh was just because I cut Willie off and I beat him to the chase. It wasn't because of the topic. Dude.
Yeah, what the fuck happened there?
That's pretty wild stuff. I mean, well, hey, man, that's some serious technology. There's some shit going on there. The thing that I found very interesting, so for anybody that doesn't know what we're talking about, there was the private company that would take a sub, a little 5-person minivan-sized sub, out to the Titanic and would take private paying customers out there, right? And it was 350,000 a pop, I think it was. But they lost contact with the sub, and they basically have enough air to last till Thursday morning, I think, very early. And yeah, that's crazy. Like that is wild stuff. You had something you were saying about that, Willie, before I went off on that story.
No,
No.
I just, it's a topic in the news, and it was, like I say, all paths of water were going to lead there at some
Right.
point.
So that was the one thing I was thinking about with the story, though. I mean, with that company, my thought is because the biggest problem right now is number one, the size of the search area that they have to go. Because I mean, from in Canada, from St. John's, Newfoundland, it's about 400 miles away. And I think from the closest point in the States that it's about 300 or 400 miles away offshore as well. A couple hundred miles, anyways. So the fact of that they have to go out there and they have to find out where this thing is, and whether it's on the surface or whether it's down below. But then that's what they're saying is that like then once we figure out where it is, then the right equipment has to get out there to do the recovery, and like the time is very limited, right? But the thing to me is like it seems very
Yeah,
weird.
the search vehicle is not the recovery vehicle.
Yeah, no, and it seems very weird that company being a high end, $350,000 a person. So it's crazy. So like this thing, from my understanding, and don't quote me on this, this is not submarine advice, folks, but is so that thing leaves the port, and then they're actually on that little thing on the surface of the water for a day to get out to where they have to be, and then they dive, and then they come back.
Why wouldn't you launch that remotely from
That's
another boat?
that's what I was thinking. Like for me, for the price tag with this whole thing, I'm like, well, it should be out there. Like if it had a support ship that was out there already that dropped it off, at least they would have a fucking clue of where it was, right? Like it's,
Should
I
have
don't
a
know,
fucking tin can with a string going back up to the surface at least.
right? That's what I right
Right?
a buoy.
Yeah. Fucking A.
Well, I think too. Like I mean, the Titanic, like the depths there, like I think they're about like 2.5, 3 miles down. Again, don't quote me on the actual depths, but it's a couple miles down. Like it's very, very far.
This,
Yeah,
this
I
is
heard
not
they were.
diving advice.
No, it's not. What was that? It's not. What was that, Ferrari?
I was just saying, I heard that it was controlled with like a gaming controller too, which is just kind of a trip, you know.
It's like pretty much a fucking Atari 2600 controller
Yeah.
that they control this thing with.
$250,000, and it's controlled with like a $40 controller.
That's what they bought at the thrift store. Fuck.
I
Dude.
traded a couple games for this at GameStop.
Right?
Yeah.
I found this in the GameStop dumpster.
Probably
is
some
that why Ryan Cohn's taking the business? He's gonna go into private equity ventures kind of bullshit.
probably some 8-year-old in Wyoming or something's controlling it now.
Yeah, it's bumping into the side of a ship right now. Dunk, dunk, dunk. Yeah, it's crazy. It's wild. Like, I mean, and the other side of that that I go with. I mean, and with saying all of this too, I know that all of us are feel very badly for all the people involved, 100%, and their families for sure. But the other side of it with that too is that like who I think it's cool. I've watched a few things on the Titanic, and I've definitely paid attention to the video that's come up, and like they just recently, right? They got the high definition shit going on now. But it's like, why would you want to go down there? I mean, it's not like you get down there and it's all lit up and you see this giant thing sitting on the seafloor. Like when you get down there, like it's dark as hell. And like you're only seeing little tiny, it doesn't make any sense why anybody would.
Yeah,
Sorry.
see, I'll go ahead and stand on the other side of the fence on this one for you. I'm not about people losing their lives or anything, but I'll stand on the other side of the fence, and I will say that much like the people we talked about earlier in the human vacuum pack, if one of those people died in that vacuum pack, you'd be like, well, you fucking climbed in there, you dumbass.
Yeah, no, and that's
this is very much a thinning of the herd kind of thing. Like you know what you signed up for.
But it wasn't.
Much like climbing Everest, we talked about Everest earlier. Much like climbing Everest, if you are not prepared or trained to climb Everest, like you know what you're signing up for, so you know the risk. You know the risk involved.
I think it's very strange though. I don't think it was. I don't think that company. I don't know how many of the trips. And that's the other thing too is I haven't heard how many trips. Like this wasn't like a maiden voyage or anything, was it?
No, I don't think
Oh,
so.
Yeah.
They've been. I think they do it like 1 or 2 trips a year.
Yeah, I think they've done like it was something like 30 dives in the last 2 years or something. Something
Oh, that's
a
a lot
decent
more than
amount.
Yeah. So it's really interesting. So it's like it's not like you're signing up for some like crazy like thing. But yeah, you're very right, Willie. I mean, obviously when you're doing something extreme like this, there are super huge risks to that. Like
Yeah, it's not like getting on an airplane and having 6,000 flights a day and having an expectancy of safety because there's regulation and there's all of this that says that kind of guarantees your safety, right? So it's not like that. You're getting into something unknown, and there's no expectancy of safety for you.
I found it wild though that's like that was an unanswered question until I saw it today, but about how the thing was launched, and then when I realized that they basically travel for a day. And that's the thing is like this thing is tiny. They've been saying in the news, it's the size of a minivan, right? Like there was 5 people in it, and that's it. And there's one window, one little tiny fucking hole that you get to look through. It's just I don't know. It's wild. It's not.
I feel like fuel efficiency alone getting out there, it seems like, well, couldn't you have more fuel on board if you needed to be in it, if you were in an emergency
Well,
situation?
it'd be,
Just
you
launch it
know,
out there already. I don't
you could be
We're
out
all
there. You could be
know.
sipping
We're all backseat driving.
backseat boat submarine drivers. You could be sitting on the deck of the boat, right, cruising out there in the Atlantic Ocean, shipping champagne. You know,
This is so. I mean, it's sad but hilarious at the same time. I don't know. I just don't know. So there's a billionaire father and his 19-year-old son are out on the Titanic sub, missing. And the stepson went to a concert, and people were like, "Why are you at the freaking concert?" And he's like, "But my family would want me to be at the Blink 182 show."
Nobody wants to be at a Blink 182 show. What's wrong with this kid? Sheltered fucking child.
all right, Willie, that's where we're gonna get rugged. You just cut
I,
out Blink 182.
yeah.
Fucking that's.
I would have used it as an excuse to not have to go to that concert.
My family.
Okay.
would
All
want
right.
me
I guess I'm the only one around here that doesn't like Blink 182. All right.
crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, that's kind of the part of it too, I guess. Well, I mean, there's a little bit of truth to that, right? Like, I mean, what else do? You would just be sitting at home wallowing. Well, I mean, like, come on, let's face the fact. Your dad and your brother's
What's he,
gone.
what can he do?
Yeah, but I'm gonna say like also too, like, now he's worth something. So I've got millions coming to me now.
Apparently billions.
Oh, billions.
But
Oh,
he was already getting it, but now he's getting twice as much.
that was all poorly written jokes. We tried.
What can I say? We didn't go to Second City.
No, we didn't. Certainly not. Certainly not.
They're all off the cuff.
Oh shit.
Improv.
Oh, I noticed.
Bad improv.
I noticed we got Max Sutton down there now too. Popped in with us, and Lexi Hart's down there hanging out. I don't think they were in the last time I gave everybody shout outs. Peace out to you folks. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Lexi Hart's big supporter of the show. Hangs out with us quite often.
So's Max.
Yeah, and so is
Max
Max.
been hanging out a bit too.
Absolutely. Always appreciate
So
that.
who we got coming up, Bits?
Well, we have one heck of a lineup. And as I say that, I have nothing to back that up because my screen just went. Next week, we have Shadow Music coming up for us, with us next week. Great musician, fantastic tunes out of Shadow Music, and an amazing project that he's running too. We'll have to definitely get into the army. On the 4th of July, we're not doing anything. It is the 4th of July. I mean, what else do I have to say? Unless there's other people from other countries that don't know what the 4th of July is. But I mean,
we're worldwide. I don't know why I can't say that right now. But most of our listenership is North America, I believe.
WX8BK worldwide. And then on July 11th, we have Spencer Jackson. And then on July 18th, Mi Retratito will be our guest. just to fill everybody in. It's going to be, we're loaded. And then we're still working on, we've also got quite a few people on the other side of the world that we're going to do a couple more of the pre-recorded spaces that we have done in the past coming up. That'll be, we have Flux Tribe that we were going to be working with, and I had another one on the top of my head, but it disappeared. The next,
we've got Mendez lined up. Well, we don't have anybody lined up because they're waiting on my schedule. But yeah, he's in the queue.
And I also did want to, just drop out there since she's in the space, and someday we will have Lexi Hartz on as well. And we've had Max Sutton on before, but definitely one day we'll have Lexi Hartz on as well. And maybe we'll have Sister Sage in here to give us a little bit of herbal advice as well. I mean, why the hell not? Right? We could.
We should probably have Lily White on sometime.
Wow, I was gonna say Lily White, but I didn't want to.
Yeah, aren't I? I'm always here bothering you guys.
Right? I was gonna say Lily White, but I didn't want to, inflate her ego over there and stuff. No, just kidding. Of course, we're gonna have Lily White on, because I mean, let's face it, Willie wasn't even aware that Lily was an artist until.
Well, you didn't know she was a comedian.
Well, that fucking all fair enough.
I'm up on the comedy scene, dude.
Fuck off. No, we'll definitely have Lily White up sometime. 100%. Especially now.
After the survey is done, all I can do is
absolutely
kind of go around in circles.
Well, maybe. Well, how much? When's the survey?
I'm thinking like late September, right before the October.
Oh yeah. We really need to talk more about the Fear for Tez when it gets closer. You're right. That would be exciting.
I was also going to say we could have Lily on when we get all the survey done and we get some numbers and we can talk stats.
Yeah, I mean I'm already like so up to my eyeballs in stats. I love it though, but it's not everybody's jam. But I love it.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be better when I can like post the the graphics and people can visually see what's going on. I think that'll be good timing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it will be totally. So we'll definitely get Lily. We're not Lily White's not off the radar, man. Our radar is so full. I think I don't know. It's been very well. I mean, we and I were talking about this in the background over the last couple of weeks, but I think part of something. I mean, you do have people dropping out of the space and people disappearing, coming back, but it's summertime, man. People are getting out. I mean, people are on vacation. I mean,
yeah.
Right? I was just talking to somebody that we just actually booked that was still on vacation. Oh, Spencer Jackson, right? Spencer Jackson, we've been trying to get a hold of and organize things. And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, no, I'm on vacation until the 27th, which is cool. That was like Fendel. Remember when we were trying to get Fendel on for the longest time and we thought that Fendel was just a highfalutin snob that didn't want to be on the WX8BK night train. And then we found out that Fendel was getting educated, or he was teaching at that time. I don't remember which one it was, but
he was teaching.
He was teaching, yeah. So
I think he was thinking.
I can tell you about one exciting project that I am starting. I'm gonna attempt anyway. Laser Lou does his laser shows, and he travels around does his laser shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He talked to me one time and said, "Hey, I heard you say something in a space about like playing with marbles when you were a kid. Did you ever build those marble, traps? So what are those called?"
Do I hear you fiddling with marbles in your hand right now? Actually.
Yeah, I got these marbles.
Cool. No, that's cool.
I've got some bigger ones coming too. I got some 1-inch ones now, and I got some bigger ones coming. So I'm going to try to build one of those. I used to just do it with whatever I had on hand when I was a kid. So I'm going to try to go off of that. The spirit of inventing something. Boy, my brain's shutting down. But yeah. So I've got the marbles now, and if I can get something good going that I can run through his laser show, I'm excited because I'm like, let's do this. Let's spend the $10 to get the marbles. I think it's gonna be so cool if we can make it work.
You're gonna need some sort of motorized mechanism at the back end to lift. You need to build a lift into it so that it runs automatically, like a roller coaster.
Yeah. So Well, either may be. Yeah, I think I can get. There's plenty of small battery, engines I could lift a marble with. I
Yeah,
think I can
yeah,
figure that.
yeah. There's a ton of stuff you can use.
But I'm excited about it because I just like it's going to be something very physical and and if we can get it to work, I'll probably try to. So we want to do a pop up for the Fear for Tez thing. We want people to do pop ups all over the world for the Fear for Tez. Just have like a house party or Retro Manny's thinking about renting out a castle or borrowing a castle. I don't even know, but in UK might
Fuck,
be.
I gotta go to London.
Yeah, really. I know Brighton I think is where he's at. But Birmingham. Yeah, go to Birmingham. That's where he is. But I hope he gets it, and just get some cool Twitter lives or something. Of people having parties. Monumental's going to do a house party in Indonesia, and oh gosh, I don't even know. But I hope that I can get convinced. I'm paper left before I haven't had a chance to mention it to him, but. If we can get Laser Lou and get this marble thing going and get some of the artwork up on the screens and stuff, I thought, oh, it's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to be able to. I'm definitely not going to hold to it, but I think I'm definitely with my Halloween projections on my house. I think I'm definitely going to be able to tie something into that, and then when I have my Halloween party, I'll be able to do something. But again, I'm not committing to it yet because I'm in Italy in the middle of the month, and then I come back for Halloween like right away, so it'll be crazy. I know it's rough, right? People, I had to drop that. I'll be in Italy, and then I have to come back and deal with Halloween.
Are we doing a show while you're in Italy, or are we doing a live from Italy? Am I just gonna fly out there with you?
I think we could. So,
I'll be up. I gotta get my passport updated. I'll be happy to fly out there
oh
though.
yeah, dude, 100%. Oh, that way, yeah, fucking rights, dude. If you get out there, buddy, we'll do one for sure. I was just trying to think of. I don't know when I'm flying out. I don't. I think that might be the one of the first spaces I ever miss.
I'll just jam out like August 1st or something like that, and then I'll just you just let me know when you show up. I'll
Okay,
just
yeah,
be at the
right. You
house.
just want to go.
Like you don't have to let me know. I'll just be at your house.
Yeah, no, that's cool. You just fucking yeah, right.
What part of Italy?
When I go in October, I'll be in Tuscany.
Oh, dope, dope.
Yeah, my cousin's getting married, and that's where she decided she wanted to get married. Then my family has. We actually have my grandparents' house in southern Italy on the tip of the boot in Reggio. So yeah, it's dope.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
dope.
so you will have to let me know when you come out there, so I can take a train up.
Yeah, yeah, 100%, Willie. I'll give you. I got the keys for you, no problem.
I
Fuck yeah.
wish I could. Yeah.
I'm excited to go to Tuscany. I've never been to Tuscany before, so I'm pretty stoked. And I think in the fall it'll be really nice because it's harvest season, right? I guess probably by October grapes will all be harvested. I'd imagine. I don't
Yeah,
know. It depends on
depending on
depends on the
depending
weather,
on
right?
if it stays nice and cool, you might have some still out there. But
Right. So that'll be
yeah,
dope. That'll
if,
be
if
cool.
the
Yeah,
heat comes in, they got to come off the vines.
and it's at a mini castle on the side of this hill town overlooking some vineyards. So it'll be fun. I'm excited for it. Of course, it'll be fun. It'll be fantastic. It'll be an amazing experience. Yeah, and I'm just my cousin, like she got some numbers to hire a DJ while she's there, and it was astronomical. And especially when you converted it into, American or Canadian dollars, like it was dumb. Like it was like for 4 hours, it was like 15 to 1,800 euros, which
Holy shit!
yeah, which is like $1.60. 1 euro is $1.60, right? Like, so it's nuts, like,
Yeah,
or $1.50 or whatever it is now. It's like holy shit. So she contacted me and she's like, hey, she's like, do you want to do this? And I'm like, well, I don't know. It's like a long way to go. And she's like, no, 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 no. She's like, I figured it out. She's like, I'll pay for your accommodations and whatever's left over from renting the speakers. Then I'll shoot you the rest of the cash for your flight. And I'm like, okay, done. I'm in.
yeah, no
Like
brainer.
like no brainer. You got it. I'm there, man. So couldn't say no to that. That's how I have to start dropping it now, though, right? I got to go say, well, I'm going to DJ in Italy in October, right? Like that's how I should be dropping it. It shouldn't be that I'm just going to Italy. So, oh yeah, no, I got to
I got a
play.
gig.
I
I
got
got
a
a
I
I
got
got
a
a I
gig.
got a DJ gig.
It's a mini festival.
Yeah, I got a DJ fest.
One day festival. Who you
Put it
working
put
with? Oh, it's just me.
I'm
Yeah,
headlining. I'm headlining.
I'm headlining. Yeah.
that's how you have to put it, not a gig. I'm headlining a
Right.
festival in
Oh,
Italy.
it's the Tuscany Grape Crushers Association Festival, man. Like you don't know about it?
TGC, man.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a member.
I got the T-shirt.
I did get a T-shirt today. You know the artist Killer Acid?
I don't know that I
Familiar?
do. Nope.
No.
Nope.
So he does a lot of as you can guess by the name, Killer Acid inspired pieces.
Right.
And he did a piece this year for Bicycle Day for Jerry Garcia Foundation, and it was a T-shirt and print deal. And I just got it. I finally got it in the mail today.
Oh, nice.
Chrissy's like, "What the fuck is this package?" I go, "I don't know."
I like those ones.
like, she's like, music something, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know what that is. Yeah, you're not gonna like that print though. So we're gonna have to get that one mounted in glass first.
Keep it away from the kids. Cool. Well, shit, man. I was just looking at the time and I was thinking, fucking. I think it's about. I think we're getting close to the point in time where we can just fucking call her a night and hang up our hats and light up another joint and kill another glass of wine.
Well,
Is that too wrong? I don't know. Ferrari Party still here hanging with us. But you got any closing remarks for us, man? Got any?
Oh man,
thing you want to drop?
It's a pleasure talking with y'all. I appreciate the invite and happy to come aboard and chat it up. And I appreciate everybody who stayed and partook in the convo. It's definitely dope to meet everybody.
Hell yeah. And the folks that are going to be listening in tomorrow and the days to come, 100%. Yeah, so thank you very much for coming out and hanging out with us tonight and giving us your time. I think it was totally awesome. When Willie said that you were coming on, you were somebody that had fallen off of my radar personally, like not on purpose, just kind of got lost in the paperwork here. And I remembered Willie and I wanted to have you on for sure, and I'm happy we did. I'm definitely going to be in your DMs about hitting you up so that we can drop something on NF Tunes for the next program in a couple weeks for sure. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more of your art. I'm definitely looking forward to listening to more of your tunes and your beats for sure.
Yeah, I really like where this spacey kind of outer spacey collection is going. So I'm really excited to see some more of that. And
Yeah,
maybe hopefully see some of it paired with some of those beats.
Yeah, definitely. That's the next step, is to get those spatial renders paired up with some dope beats.
You heard it here, folks. It's coming. And definitely, hopefully, you reach out to Tez Tones and maybe get in on that action and spread yourself thinner and thinner and just keep your art going, man. We're happy you do what you do, and we appreciate that you share it with the world.
Yeah, thanks again for everybody for tuning in and for having me. It's been a pleasure, definitely.
Absolutely.
It's nice to chat with some good people and meet some new people. It's been super fun. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anytime we can help you out or with our means or whatever, feel free to reach out to us. The microphone's always yours if you want to come back into the space for any way, shape, or form. You got something you want to talk about or anything, we are 100% here for you. Even if you just want to, pop in and say hi, you're more than welcome to, and we'll definitely see you out on the Twitter as well. For everybody else here, hey, WX8BK Night Train pulling back into the station. We're here every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. We have been for over a year, talking to artists about the art and the journey and it's been one hell of a journey. All of you folks that are in here still hanging out with us tonight, all familiar faces.
Terrorist, we got to get that. We got to get that 1 year minted, buddy.
Gotta hit him up
We
there.
got to figure that out. We got to get that done soon.
Oh, he changed his PFP. I didn't even notice that. Next week, we have Shadow Music on. We'll be back here Tuesday night, 9 p.m. as usual. Please do give, it's pinned up at the top somewhere on the board. Give WX8BK NF Tunes a listen. There's 3 episodes available on Spotify. And please do reach back with any feedback that you have about it. It's a space, a show dedicated to music, minted on the blockchains. It's only half an hour long. It's really easy, really digestible. It's upbeat, and as Willie says, you start listening to it, you get into it, and all of a sudden it's over, and you're like, shit, I gotta wait 2 weeks for another one to come out. So please give it a listen.
You can back listen to a couple now. So
that's right. There's 3.
Now you got an hour and a half worth.
You can binge it. You can binge it.
Binge them all.
We have lots more artists coming up on the way. Always good conversation. I appreciate each and every one of you. We hope you come back to visit with us next week or in the future. We're always here, always open arms. DMs are always open for comments or concerns that you have with the show. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. You mean a lot to us. Good night. Yeah, it's ended. No. Interesting. Period. Holy fuck. Twitter's a disaster today. Hello. Good for you, buddy. I'm happy that you're able to do. Oh, your dexterity is just getting so fucking good. No, I I just yeah, no, I just kind of like, yeah, because like you're right, like he wasn't interesting, but he didn't seem to really want to take off. Like he seemed to just be happy, kind of hanging out. So I was like, okay, whatever. But yeah, like it was a different. Yeah, it's kind of one of those. Oh, hang on here. What the fuck am I fucking? Are you there? Okay, there. Fucking, I just changed over to my headphones. Yeah, it was kind of like when we. It was a little bit kind of like the Jen's a little loopy thing, where it was like totally cool to be there, but yeah, the questions were not there, and then the answers were very fucking to the point and not exaggerated at all. But it was still cool. He was a nice guy. I dug it. Yeah, I'm down with. I mean,